really get to know what you guys want, why you want it. If you guys watch the recording, you'll get a kick out of it. I just got a new piece of merch in my sweatshirt, and I'm wearing the hood and the headphones, and the hood's covering like half my face. So if you watch the replay, you're welcome. So, oops, that's the wrong piece. There we go. So starting off, I'm just kind of curious. What do you guys want? Like, what is the ideal scene for you guys that are here right now? Obviously, you guys could be doing a bunch of other things right now, but you decide to be here with me, which tells me that you're probably at least relatively serious about growing your Twitch, relatively serious about figuring out how to do it, and hopefully trying to replicate some of the success we've had. So I really just want to hear from you guys for why, like, what do you want? Why do you want it? Like, tell me a little bit about you in like maybe 30 to 60 seconds. Just give me like your elevator speech of like what you want. Anyone want to go first?
I'll go
Just
first.
call on people.
Nah, you guys can go.
I'll go
Alright.
first here.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, I'll let you go first. Go ahead.
I mean, really, I'm here. I thought about streaming, kind of not, and still kind of on the fence. But any information I can use to help me make my decision is definitely gonna help me. So I'm just here for the information, and
Cool.
hopefully it'll help me that way.
Awesome. So you're kind of in that pre-contemplation stage.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Awesome. Is anyone currently streaming that?
I am.
Okay. Hit it, Mooney. What's the goal? What's your ideal scene? What are you trying to do?
Honestly, I just want some networking.
Okay.
I tend to do more what's the word? Team games. So meeting new people and experiencing it. I'm not quite. I have 40 followers now, so
Awesome.
it's getting there, but
Warming up.
slow going. I do need people to bounce ideas off of, though. So mine's more networking
Okay.
than
Excellent.
anything.
Very cool. What I'm really curious of is, just what do you guys want as a result of this? Like, obviously, I would imagine you guys want to grow on Twitch. So, like, would anyone care to share a goal? Like,
My goal is, my main goal has been to be able to get enough each month to pay my car payment, which is pretty hefty,
it's awesome.
so that I can focus on putting things towards other stuff. So when I started at the beginning of the pandemic.
Yes.
I have plenty of friends who, if they got lucky, it was a lot of people in my friend group at the time who all got rated with over 1,000 people a
Wow.
couple of
Nice.
times, and a few of them got
Jeez.
partner. I just wasn't one of the lucky ones. So then
Oh,
when I
wow.
started, you didn't really need to do a whole lot of networking. If you were in other people's communities because of the way things were during the pandemic,
Sure.
you kind of were able to skate by.
Oh, yeah, sure.
So I've been pretty stagnant since I had to change jobs in February because I was never able to bounce back after the holiday season
Okay.
because I changed jobs. So I want to need new things that I could try to do to grow again.
Cool. And by grow to you, that means your follower base, but it also means in turn.
Viewer. I
Okay.
would love to have more viewers because that'll bump me up and
Okay.
have more people be able to find the stream.
Yeah, definitely. And then as a result, as you said, you'd like to make an income from it where you can cover your car payment and potentially other expenses.
Yep.
Nice. I think that's great. It's fantastic. Anyone else want to share a goal? Could be financial, right? I mean, we're not. I don't think we need to be oblivious to the fact that like part of like wanting to do something can be financial. So feel free to share that as well if you want. Or maybe it's just, hey, I want more followers, and I want to do this because of this. Anyone else want to share?
I guess mine probably wouldn't be financial. It's just, I play video games a lot. I want to, spread the joy and like my reaction and, having a good time
Nice.
with other people. I guess it's just, I mean, most of the time I just have bots viewing. So
Right.
I guess it'd be just getting more viewers in. I mean, it's probably hard because I stream on Xbox, so it's like
Sure. So you
I
don't have the
can't do
face
as
cam.
much as a PC person could. So
Okay. Got it. So it's kind of just like having that, active either community or part of a
right,
community
like
to be able to play
people in the
with. And
chat that I can
yeah,
respond to or play with, like
yeah,
I'll play with viewers. I have no problem with that. Even if we lose, great. I'm not great either. Let's just have a fun time.
very cool. Awesome. Love it. Anyone
Yeah,
else? Oh, go ahead,
I just had one thing to add to that. So that's
please.
one thing that I would love as well is people to play games with because I have never been able to do like a community day
Yeah, love
because
that.
we can never get enough people in to do like a stream of Phasmo, a stream of Among Us, a stream of Fall Guys, anything like
Mm,
that. I've never been able to get enough people to come to those streams to even do
mm.
it.
Very interesting. Cool. Yeah, I love that. So what I'm hearing is, at least what I've heard so far. I mean, obviously, uh, increasing followers, increasing active viewers. Uh, for some of you, making enough money to cover certain expenses, having a group of friends that you can always play with, and is there anything else that you guys can think of that hasn't been
Yeah,
touched
I
upon?
got some stuff, Ryan.
Hit it, brother.
So for me, if I were to pick up streaming again, this kind of goes in line with what we talked about earlier too.
Yeah.
It'll be not only to get the message out there, but to allow people to realize and come to a place, even through Twitch chat, where they can open up and talk about what's actually bothering them versus putting on the fake facade that people normally put on when they're trying to impress people.
Sure.
To me, would be having uh, real interaction versus fake interaction.
That's awesome, man.
If I were to ever pick it back up, but even then, it'll be just getting the message out there or making sure that 22 a day drops to 0 a day at some point.
Yeah.
So
I love it. So for you, it may be a little more altruistic, where you want to be able to have an impact.
Yep.
It's awesome, man. I love that. Anyone else?
Yeah, when I first started, I started as like wanting to do art streams just because I do art for school, and I was like,
Heck
oh well,
yeah.
I'll just share that around. And I noticed a huge I started about 3-4 months ago at this point, and
Yeah.
I noticed this huge vacuum
Mm.
in Twitch communities, overemphasis on like neurodivergency and mental health, and having an open conversation about those struggles, both in stream and out of stream. And it grew from wanting to have a platform just to share my art with to wanting to create a community where people could feel comfortable and welcome and safe
That's cool.
and willing to grow with each other. And so I would say that's my goal from here on out is to expand a community where people can feel welcome and
Nice.
safe and valued.
Love it. So it's being a part of, or even forming your own tribe.
I would say so.
Nice. I love that. That's fantastic. Uh, anyone else before we move on? All great answers. I love it. The reason I ask this is, like, I have an idea of what I'm going to share, but specifically as I'm sharing things, I want to relate them back to what actually matters to you guys. Also, who am I to pretend like I know the answer? I have some things that might help, but I also want to make sure it's pertaining to what you even care about. For example, like, let's say all I was going to talk about tonight was like the financial benefits of Twitch and nobody cares about that. I'm not going to talk about it then. Now, of course, like, I don't even think I touch upon it at all. But if you do have questions on that, we can talk about it. Like, I'm a pretty open book. But perfect. Anything else you guys want to add before we get started? We'll go to the next piece.
I was just going to say everything that was mentioned can kind of tie into that eventually anyway.
Definitely. Oh, yeah. I mean,
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, you
So,
can
I mean,
have...
I agree with everything that was absolutely said. I think it all sounds like that's pretty much all
we all want.
all above
I know.
financial
I'll
anyway.
take D, all the above, right? I love it. That's fantastic. Cool. So I guess what I'm really curious of is right now, what are the current obstacles that you guys are dealing with? Right? What is stopping you from getting your ideal scene? Right now, what's stopping you from, in Honor's case, having a tribe or building a tribe? In, Angel's case, having enough money to cover a car payment, and of course the other things as well. Just like, what are the things right now that are stopping you from hitting that? Would anyone like to go first?
Well, in that aspect, so what I had said was, when I had started last year, when I was at a good point, that was what the goal was. So I'm wanting to get
Yeah.
back to that point
Of course.
where I had to change from from a job where I worked and I was able to stream in the morning to a job where I could stream in the evening.
Yes.
It didn't work.
Yeah.
Now I'm back to the morning, so I'm trying to get back in, and then I've changed my entire game, and I just don't know how to do the social media aspect of it because I didn't necessarily have to do all of it last year with how things were, but now with things opening
Became
up,
easier.
yeah.
Okay. Cool. Makes sense.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's something that I've struggled with too, is like with having a social media presence, like generating one and keeping it different but consistent
Mm-hmm.
between different platforms so that way people want to be in each of them. And
Makes
it's not
sense.
just the same thing over and over again.
Makes total sense. Love it. What else would
I
you guys say?
think that would probably be my hardest thing is, I work 8 to 10 hours a day. And so when I get home, I turn on my Xbox and start playing games, and then I would start my stream. So I really don't have time to sit here and post something on social media or, try and get those followers on social media. Um, so it's hard.
Definitely. Yeah, being a part-time streamer, you definitely either got to be really good at prioritizing your time, or just being comfortable streaming less to be able to take that time to focus on lead generation, which we'll talk about in a little bit. Okay.
Yeah,
Awesome.
I was going to bring up the fact that marketing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Being able to market yourself, that is something that a lot of people struggle with, is getting that lead generation to market yourself, to bring people to whatever social media platform. Starting with the Facebook, TikTok, whatever, will eventually lead you into your Twitch at some point for a following. But you have to be able to market yourself by prioritizing, hey, I'm going to take 20 minutes out of my day here to spend 3 hours on Twitch. What does that 20 minutes give me? And I know you're about to go over more in depth of what I'm saying here, Ryan, but that's part of my aspect of what I've been trying to work with Sergeant and a couple other people on, is allowing streamers and veterans to understand how to market themselves. Basically, sell yourself to generate income, right?
Mm-hmm.
Income might not be the main goal, but you still have to sell yourself. If you undersell yourself, people aren't going to want to join you.
Yep.
If you oversell yourself, people are going to join, then leave because you're not promising them what you're selling them, right?
Sure. Yeah. So just focusing on kind of that question to start. You bring up great points. But as far as just current obstacles, so we can stay on the right path and we don't digress too much before we need to, would there be any other obstacles? So, of course, generating social media presence. What else?
When I first started up, big thing that was a problem with me was my own self-confidence, finding my voice, finding my reason, finding what was my passion.
Mm-hmm. Love that.
Luckily, it was kind of forced onto me. It randomly kind of just became part of me when I got a call saying that I was being fired for the reason I'm streaming.
Right.
So yeah, luckily I figured it out pretty early on, but I know a lot of people that haven't had one and they've been streaming for years and years and years and they haven't had like a good reason to be streaming. So
Yes.
they've been just streaming to stream rather than
Yes.
to stream to accomplish something, which is huge.
Right.
To
We'll.
piggyback off what Sergeant said, also, not just your voice, but your character. Your character means everything to the viewers if you're doing a face cam. What you're
Yeah.
wearing, how you're dressed, and your emotion overall.
Sure.
Um,
So
so that's also an obstacle for especially a lot of veterans and possibly a lot of gamers that feel like they have no one to talk to, is getting over the obstacle of their persona and the character and showing emotion and being able to handle that, especially in a virtual world where you don't see who you're talking to.
Sure. Yeah, and I'm really glad that you brought up, Sergeant, that you brought up self-confidence and self-esteem, because that's a real thing that isn't always visible. That is something that, if that's your limiting factor or if that's your bottleneck, it needs to be worked on. And we'll talk about
Definitely,
what's that?
definitely become mine.
Yeah, definitely. So, like, one of the things we're going to talk about very shortly is identifying your bottleneck. And what that means is, like, if you only had 1 hour a week to work on your Twitch other than streaming, what would you do? How would you do it? How would you go about figuring that out? You would try to you would figure out what action can you put into that 1 hour that is going to yield the greatest result. That's your bottleneck. And for some people, it could be, lead generation, which we'll talk about in a second. For other people, like, it's lead generation, but there's something even preceding that, which is self-confidence or self-esteem. And they have to learn how to get over that, or rather address it, because it's not just something that goes away. And I have advice in that category too, if anyone else is currently dealing with that. But we don't have to digress down that path right now. Any other obstacles that you guys can think of right now, or you guys feel good to go?
So, one, don't mind the background noise. I'm cooking.
You're good.
Second, so what I struggle with most is I'm a furry, hence
Mhm.
it's to my profile picture and stuff. So, I reach out to people in that community.
Yep.
One thing I struggle with is people coming in and kind of ruining that.
You mean when you're building
Email
a community,
verification.
or?
I have 22 followers, and most of them are friends and stuff who have recently come out as being part of that community.
Sure.
And what's caused them to stop watching me is when I have that one viewer who starts making fun of them, and then it kind of makes my mood go down.
Sure.
Which is the thing about the self-esteem. I'm pretty bad at that too.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's a work in progress. So
So
we can talk. I want to stay on point a little bit. I'm about to dive into the part that we'll probably all hop down into the stage for, just so we can really just hone into it. But for you specifically, we can talk about specific cases after. Niching is totally fine. Just keep in mind that niches generally have a smaller audience in the beginning, right? Unless you can really tap into that. I don't want to get too specific, but, like, of course, being a Twitch streamer, you have all the controls. So, like, if somebody does come into your chat, you can just ban them immediately if they're not who you want, right? Like, you don't own anybody anything. Nobody is entitled to be in your channel. No one's entitled to be in this Discord. If somebody is not who you want, like, if somebody is acting in a way that you do not seem, that you do not believe is acting in accordance to the values of you and your server, you just insta-ban them.
I've banned moderators before.
Yeah, like, you don't have
If anybody
to,
abuses you, ban them.
like, when it comes to, part of that can be self-esteem, where it's like, well, oh man, I feel weird doing it. Like, I don't want them to dislike me or think weird of me or spread negative rumors about me. Yeah, it's just kind of part of it, but we're going a little too far off path, so we can talk more about the specific stuff after. We'll do a little bit of a Q&A. What I really just want to focus on, you guys gave me pretty much the answers that I imagined. I don't want to assume I know why you guys are here, so that's why I like to ask you guys questions first.
I do
So-
have one last obstacle that people do face.
Yeah, sure. What is it?
Technology itself. As
Sure.
in their setups, right? They may want to get into streaming. Like for me,
So-
my desktop is down. I want to build a new one.
Right.
I'm on a laptop, so I have to use a second laptop for a streaming device. So the technology itself can be an obstacle, which comes with a financial price tag.
Sure.
So a lot of people deal with that as well.
Yeah, and I can't help at all with that. So, I mean, there's just about nothing I can do with that. The only advice that I could really offer there is to be resourceful, because there are people who were streaming 10 years ago with less equipment than you, most likely. you know,
Right.
I mean,
so
No,
it's
I was
just
just getting
get
it out
resourceful.
there just in case someone here maybe dealing with that and didn't want to bring it up.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Cool. All right.
oh, on that though,
Something to add?
I know someone who got partner within a year, and she started on a MacBook with an IKEA lamp, her phone
Yeah.
as a camera, a
Yeah.
hand-me-down set of headphones.
Yeah. I mean, that's how a lot of
Nothing
people
beats
go.
personality.
Yep,
Yeah.
and
Technology
she
is trumped by personality. Ryan could be streaming on a toaster, and he would still have a good following because of personality.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Ryan
I
was
couldn't tell you.
streaming on bad Wi-Fi where it crashed 4 times in his vacation, and he still maintained 100 viewers.
Nah, I think it was much lower, but I appreciate the compliment.
It was like 50 to 60 still.
Yeah.
That's pretty large for crashing and
Yeah,
buffering.
it's a good time. All right, let me bring you guys down. Here we go. All right, let's get spicy. If you guys do want to say something really specific, you can see on the bottom it just says raise hand or show requests, and then I can bring you up. But can you guys hear me all right? If you can hear me, go up to the streamer, brainstorm, and then come back. All right, perfect. All right, thank you. All right, let's do it. So I'm going to share my screen with you guys as well. Or can I not do that in the stage? Can I? Oh, it doesn't look like I can. That's fine. It's not that important. You can take notes if you want. So a couple things really quick that I just want to breeze over really quick. They're not the main things that we're going to talk about today, but they do have a little bit of importance. I'm going to tell you about some resources. You can go look at them if you want. If you don't, that's fine too. But the first thing is, whenever you're doing any endeavor in life, it's really important to figure out your why. You've probably heard this 1,000 times before. Maybe it is your first time hearing it. But life is hard. Any endeavor that you want to go do is going to have obstacles. It's easy to dream. It's easy to be on the outside looking in on something and think, wow, if only I could have that. And we get disillusioned that it will be easy, or we get disillusioned that it won't be as hard as it actually is. And we are not mentally prepared for the setbacks and obstacles that ended up coming. And because of that, we give up. Like, really quick, let's all be totally honest. If you currently stream on Twitch, all I want you to do is just raise your hand using the little button below. Raise your hand if you ever thought about giving up. Yeah, me too. I remember when I was streaming to 2 viewers and they were bots! And I was just sitting there talking to myself, playing Teamfight Tactics, thinking to myself, what the heck am I doing? Right? So it's totally normal to have those thoughts. What you want to be able to do is have the mental fortitude to go through it. Now, do you do that with willpower? No. Willpower is a sham. Willpower, if you just live off willpower, eventually you're going to break and have an emotional breakdown. You need something else. You need a why, right? You need a, like, if you can think about the way human beings are designed, we are designed to be emotional creatures, right? Everyone wants to think they're logical. Well, your logic center is above your emotional center. So that's why, like, if you ever do something that's like maybe off color as a human being, like crack and get angry at someone, or, you know, do something mean, you will find a way to rationalize it right after, because we as human beings are emotional. It is what it is. The point of all that is you can leverage that emotion by having a why behind what you're doing. Here's what I mean. If you're streaming because you want to be famous, and that's not really something that's like pulling at your soul, when things get hard, you're going to quit. If your why is, oh my God, I just lost my job and I need to figure out streaming in the next 30 days or I'm going to lose my car. Well, guess what? That's going to be a little more motivating for you. So, there's two ways that you can be motivated, right? From pleasure and from pain. Pleasure is like, ooh, success, wealth, status, people will think I'm great. That's pleasure. Pain is, oh my God, if I don't do this, I'm going to experience pain, right? And the reason a lot of people stop streaming is because they're experiencing pain and not enough pleasure, right? Every time they log into their stream, it's, oh, the rejection. They feel rejection. And it's all in our heads, but they're real forces. So you need to have something that's going to push you through when things get tough. I'll share with you mine. So my why is No Gamer Left Behind. It's an initiative I started just about a month ago when I really needed to get honed into a mission for my life. I'm always the most excited about my life when there's a mission I go to bed thinking about and waking up thinking about. And the mission of this Discord and of this Twitch channel is to really help gamers not feel alone. And whether it be in my last businesses, which were mainly fitness businesses, which our mission was essentially to help women become the truest version of themselves, because when they become overweight and they just don't feel as good as when they were at their best and they don't act like themselves, right? That was our mission then. And the avatar was my mom, right? I helped my mom lose 40 pounds. I saw how it affected her life. And I said, oh my gosh, I got to do this with my life. And I did it for about a decade. And then I kind of hit my peak and I was just about done. And in that year and a half following, I was lost, didn't know what to do, and was feeling very alone. And I've been a gamer 20 plus years. And I just made a TikTok for fun. And the rest is history, right? You guys are all here hanging with me now, all 30 of you. We have 3,600 people in this Discord. We have, 5,300 people on Twitch. And I have made some of the best friends I've made in my entire life playing video games over the internet. And it's crazy. So our why, I'm the avatar. My why is to help people like me that don't have a community, right? And I feel that so strongly. Like, that's not just like something light. Like, I remember feeling the depression. I remember not wanting to get out of bed in the morning because I felt like I had nothing, nobody. And when I would log into a game, I would just chain games back to back because I felt like I just needed to distract myself. So for me, my why is so strong because I am the example of the person I'm trying to help. And I'm willing to face rejection, to be tired, to lose, to be rated by negative people. Like, there is nothing that can stop me from helping that person who is like me. So that's my why. You got to figure out what your why is, right? Because when you develop your why, you can follow through anything. And I'm going to drop a link in the resources chat, so you guys can benefit from it. Let's see. I think it's this one. It might not be. Hold on one sec. Developing why. One sec. I want to make sure I get you guys the right link. All right, this is probably fine. So Tony Robbins has a bunch of stuff like this, but we're going to put it, okay, we're going to make another channel and we're going to call it Mindset. Mindset. We're going to call it Partner Mindset. Feel free to check that link out if you want. I haven't listened to that exact one in a while, but the title and everything is hitting on the points that I want. It's creating the driving force behind what you're doing in your life. It's 40 minutes, all right? So take the time to listen to that even when you're driving or doing whatever. This is part of mindset. A lot of people don't take time to figure out their mindset. It is arguably the most important thing because your body follows your mind, right? You have to get your head in the right place, all right? So moving on from mindset, how I feel like I can add value and help you guys tonight is I think a lot of people, when they start streaming, they're kind of overwhelmed. And it makes sense, because I was too. You start streaming and it's like, oh my gosh, it becomes apparent after a couple of streams, people are coming to my channel. What do I do? You're told to grow your Instagram, grow your YouTube, grow your Twitter, grow your TikTok. You know, make sure that you're in communities, make sure that you're doing all of these things. And we kind of get this paralysis by analysis. And when we do things, sometimes they lack intent. So what I want to help you guys with is a way of looking at your streaming as through a similar lens that I would look through any of my past businesses. Because really, anything you do where you're trying to develop an audience, you need these 5 things. And these are the only 5 things that you will ever do while streaming. This is it. These 5 things. So whatever you think you have to do, they might go in one of these categories, but there's only 5 categories that you need to check on regularly, right? Think of it almost like, like this, like, I don't know if you guys have heard the 7 areas of mastery. Has anyone ever heard of the 7 areas of mastery? You can raise your hand really quick if you have. Anyone? Going once, twice? Okay, maybe 1 or 2. Okay, all right, that's good. Good enough for me. So these are the 7 areas of mastery really quick. They're right here. This is how I run the majority of my life, and I always have. So you have these 7 areas, right? No matter what's going on in my life, all I got to do is look at these 7 areas, and then I can figure out usually what I need to fix. So physical body, emotions and meaning, relationships, time, work, career, and mission. That's where Twitch falls for me in this whole thing that I'm doing. Finances, and then celebrate and contribute, right? My whole life, everything that happens are in those 7 areas, right? So very similarly, when we go to, if we zoom out, that's what we see. If we go closer and we zoom into number 5, work, career, and mission, okay, well, now we have this. Where'd it go? Well, now we have this. These are the 5 things inside of work. That's it. If you are a business owner, that's all that matters. That's it. That's it. I'm really trying to press that home. That is all that matters. Now, everything that matters inside business is inside these things, and I'll show you in a second. All right, let's do it. So the first thing is lead generation. If you are looking to grow your Twitch, and I hope you guys know this, if you are running a Twitch channel, you are a business owner or attempting to be a business owner. Now, what do I mean by that? You have to control all of these factors, which is why a lot of people fail on Twitch, because people are generally good at one thing, maybe 2, but they're not good at all 5. And in order to be successful in the real world in business, like I was, for those of you who don't know, I don't say this to brag. I want to tell you so that you can hopefully know that as you're listening, I have some credibility. So before this, I retired. I ran gyms. I built gyms, and then I became partnership in gyms, and we were doing about $5 million a year before I essentially sold, and I was out, and that's how I retired. Great. Now you know my story. So now you know that these things that I'm telling you matter. And I can promise you right now, I studied over 100 partner channels on Twitch. Nobody is looking at it this way. There's a couple that come close, but nobody's looking at Twitch this way. And that's why I think there is a huge opportunity for me and this community to use these strategies and explode on Twitch. Because if you've ever heard the expression marketers ruin everything, marketers haven't made it to Twitch. And when I say marketers, I mean the actual people streaming aren't marketers. They might learn about it. and they might learn these strategies, and then they can consider themselves that, but a lot of people aren't doing these things. Okay, cool, so let's talk about it. Lead generation. Lead generation is how are you going to get people into your store? We're going to think about this as a cake place really quick, all right? Let's say you sell cakes. Your name is Alaric's Awesome Cakes, and you sell cakes. Lead generation is how are you going to get people to hear about your cake? You got the best cake in the world. How are you going to get people to hear about it? Well, you might, I don't know, do ads. You might tell your friends. You might go to fairs, whatever. It's anything that involves getting people to hear about you that haven't heard about you before is lead generation. So when it pertains to Twitch, it's anything to be able to, any opportunity for somebody who doesn't know who you are, where now they know who you are. Think TikTok, think Instagram, think Facebook, think going into the recommended on Twitch, think hover, all these things. All those things are lead generation. They're not made equal, but all of those things are lead generation. I mean, hey, lead generation is also going to the corner of your sidewalk, go to the corner of your street and yell, I'm a Twitch streamer! Twitch.tv/Ryan and Snoop! Right? That's lead generation. It doesn't necessarily mean it's going to work, but it's lead generation, right? You're trying to get people that don't know who you are to know who you are. All right? So simple. Then you have lead nurture. Okay, now you've brought that person to hear about your cake store. You have their attention. The most important thing in today, the most important asset in today's, the most important asset to a business owner is grasping somebody's attention, right? Think about it. We live in a world where it is just, attention is going everywhere, right? You got your kids that just need help with their homework, and you got your wife who's mad at you, or your husband, and you got your mom who's getting surgery on her ingrown toenail, and you got Facebook, and you got TikTok, you're scrolling, and you got work, and you got, you got so many things going on that if you can take somebody's attention for a moment, you need to leverage it, and you need to take advantage of it. But it's so hard to even break through and get that attention. So if you can get it, now you have to have a system for nurturing it. A lot of people think that a lot of people believe that stuff happens by accident. And don't get me wrong, coincidence happens. But the people who succeed over and over and over again have systems. What does that mean? Here's what I mean. Here's an example. Here, anyone that wants to be a role in the Discord, right? I have the 4 R's, right? You guys can't see it. You'll have to see it in the recording. I have roles, requirements, responsibilities, and results. And it lays out everything. Why do I do that? It's so that I know when somebody comes on, they're on the same page, and we also have all the procedures for what goes on in that role. Now, how does that pertain to the cake store and you? Well, when it pertains to the cake store, it might be, hey, I heard that you reach out to that person, right? Or you retarget them with an ad that says, hey, I noticed you checked out my cake store. How's a 30% off coupon work for you, right? In the service business, which is essentially what we're on Twitch, or in the gym business, you would ask about their goals. You would say hey, what are you trying to do? Why are you trying to lose weight? What are some things you tried in the past? Kind of like I was asking you guys before. When it comes to Twitch, lead nurture might be all right, now you have that person. What are you doing to build them up to the next piece of the sale, right? What are you doing to get them to come to your stream in the first place? Now, a lot of times, lead nurture and lead generation happen at once if they come from Twitch. Because essentially, they hear about you, and now they're in your stream. And now it's your opportunity to sell them on why they should stay. Why should they stay? What's going to be different about you versus the other 9.36 million streamers on Twitch? You're selling people to stay there. You're not selling them to say hey, buy my product, but you are selling them for them to spend their attention on you. So what's it going to be, right? How are you going to improve that process? You need a system. If you turn on your webcam and you're just like, you know, even when you're if you turn on your webcam and you act in a way of how you're feeling that day, good or bad, I can promise you that you're going to have probably bad results over time. Snoop's barking, he's excited. So with that in mind, you have to have systems, right? You have to have a process. You have to have something special, a unique selling proposition that is going to get people to watch your stream. And if you don't know what it is yet, don't stream again until you figure it out. Wild Wolf said it really well. She said, I'm a furry. Awesome! You have a niche. Be a furry. Talk about furry things. I don't know much about furry culture, but make it really clear that that's what you're trying to do, right? And then do that and do it well. Going off of this really quick, find somebody to model. So you can be really good at lead generation. You can be really good at lead nurture, but you can have the worst tasting cake in the world. And if Alaric's Awesome Cakes, he's like, hey guys, come to my store. You know, I have the best cakes. And you kind of sell them. You nurture the lead. They come to your cake store. They come to your stream. And they're ready. They're so excited. And they take a bite of that cake. They're like, this shit sucks. This cake's terrible. Guess what they're going to do? They're going to leave. So it does not matter how good you are at generating leads. It does not matter how good you are at lead nurture. It does not matter how good you are at sales. You need all of them. So when I say, again, sales, you're not doing a sales presentation. You are selling yourself, okay? And then you have retention. Retention is, okay, let's say you have a killer lead generation process. You can get 100 people to your stream or to follow you every single day. You know, that would be amazing. You nurture those leads and you talk to them, you reach out to them, you build a community, and you get them to come back to come to your stream. They come to your stream and it's amazing. Don't you think that retention would take care of itself? Yes and no. All of these kind of meld together, but retention partly is making sure that people don't fall off, making sure that they want to stay with you versus anywhere else. Because again, you have to ask yourself, really, what is your unique selling proposition? Because look, everyone's got a dream. There's 300 million people in the US, and 3% of them are on Twitch. That doesn't sound like a big number. It is. 3%. That means out of every 100 people you walk by in the world, 3 of them have a Twitch account. What? Like, I'm sorry, stream on Twitch. Not have a Twitch account. Stream on Twitch. You have to really take time and figure out what is going to make you different. And do it. And guess what? If it doesn't work, you have to change. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing again and again and again and expecting a different result. You have to have something special. And if people aren't responding to it, don't blame Twitch. Blame yourself. Now again, this goes back to having a higher self-esteem because, of course, if you're just beating yourself up all the time, that's not going to work either. But there's this book that I read called Extreme Ownership. And it talks about how people who succeed in life generally take responsibility. And they blame themselves. But they don't do it in a way that's destructive. They do it in a way that's empowering. A lot of people give up power by blaming other things they can't control. Twitch. It's TikTok. TikTok's the reason I'm not blowing up. It's the freaking algorithm. No one can blow up on there. Right? And if you believe that, you will take actions that are in line with that. You won't post as much. Right? Because what's the point? But on the same time, right, and this is very mental, but on the same time, if you're able to say, you know what, the only reason I'm not growing onto it, or the only reason I'm not blowing up on TikTok, is because my content must suck. Okay, great. Now what? Now, because you took that responsibility, you can make it better. And now you're going to take an action that makes your content better, versus just wallowing in your own self-pity of like why me? Like why is TikTok unfair, right? And even if TikTok is unfair, it doesn't matter. If you take responsibility, you will take different actions to be able to get better results. Is this making sense? Is this like, I know I'm probably losing some of y'all, but raise your hand if this like kind of makes sense. Kind of ranting, kind of talking about some mindset stuff, but it all goes together. This is extremely important stuff. So going back to retention, you need a model for retention as well. You need a system. So for example, like if somebody doesn't show up in your stream, do you reach out to them? Right? I mean, if you're a small streamer, it might be easy and you can, but the bigger you get, the harder it gets. What about if somebody gifts you something? When's the last time that when somebody gifted you something on Twitch that you, if you're at that point, that you reached out to them the day after and said thank you? I really appreciate that. Not only because you feel it, but also because you know, as from a business side, that if you do that, people are going to stay because people want to be appreciated. And this goes back to accomplishing human needs. A lot of people are here because they want to have their human needs met, viewers and streamers alike. So if you could help people hit their human needs, which is a talk for another day, I'll put that, actually, that's actually a really good video. That's also Tony Robbins. Human Needs Psychology, Tony Robbins. Oh yeah, you guys got your homework today. That one's a good one too. That one's arguably more important because that one talks about everything. That one you can figure out a lot about yourself too. Yeah. Anyway, let's keep going. I don't want to go too far off. And then ascension is like, how do you bring them to the next level? So like for us, for example, one of the, like, let's use the Discord, for example. All right, let's break down the Discord and make it really simple. So what are we doing for lead generation in the Discord? We are doing TikTok, manual reach out, and a few other strategies. When somebody comes into the Discord, we have a system for how we welcome them. We welcome them with 5 sequence messages, and our goal is to be able to, and we track it so that we can see if people fall off so we can follow up with them, hence the system. And our goal is to activate them, so active member, they activate to active member so that they can essentially become, I guess, an active member, right? That's the sale part. We want that, like, that's the thing we're trying to do, is get them to be an active member, because when they're an active member, our mission goes forward. They help our mission go forward because now they're talking with other people, right? It's like pushes everything forward. Retention, we have retention measures in place for when they either don't show up or become inactive. We're reaching out, but also we're doing things like hosting events and like doing giveaways and like all these things that, again, keep them here because it's more exciting than somewhere else they could go, or at least to their knowledge, right? And then ascension is like, all right, they are such a example member of the community that they want to do more. They believe in the mission so much that they want to be able to be on staff. So we ascend them to a staff position, right? So every part of like anything you want to do, whether it be your Twitch, this Discord, the Kick Shop, you have to have these strategies in play. Now, granted, I'm not going to explain these in vivid detail, but we are going to just talk about the things that pertain specifically to you guys, because at the end of the day, I gave you all of that just as an overview. Now we're going to get super granular so that you guys can leave with these action items and see dramatic change in your Twitch. That's it. Just a couple things. But just so I can know for the next time we do this, can you guys raise your hand if that was like, was that helpful at all? Just kind of giving you an overview. Cool. People aren't doing this on Twitch, I can assure you. So if you want to have a disproportional glow up on Twitch compared to the average person or even the abnormal person, then look at your Twitch as a business. Look at everything you do, or everything that you're doing here as a business. Okay, let's go. So the biggest problem people generally have is lead generation, and the reason for that is it's the first part of the funnel. It doesn't matter how good of a cake you have. It doesn't matter if your cake tastes good or tastes terrible. If you have nobody to taste your cake, it doesn't matter. You first need people to hear about what you're doing. So that's what we need to solve first. So I think you guys probably already know this. The best current lead generation strategy is TikTok. Now, with that in mind, with the TikTok in mind, a couple things you need to think about. Number one, you need to be able to figure out trends. The way TikTok works is it works on watch time, likes, and shares. Those are the metrics. So if you're trying to leverage that, you need to take advantage of sounds and trends, because things that people recognize, especially if it's in the beginning of one, will get more watch time, even if your video isn't that good. And I say that from a place of love, right? Because at the end of the day, it is what it is. You may not have great videos, but that's okay, like we talked about before. I didn't have good videos, but if you can take responsibility, you can look critically and change it. So you need to consume content for about 20 to 30 minutes per day. Heart the ones you like, or heart the ones you can replicate. I think a lot of people are afraid of replicating on TikTok because they're afraid of like being called out. I want to give you permission right now. Copy any of my TikToks, word for word. You could even wear a mask of me. I don't care. Take any of it. No one who is like mature cares if you copy their TikToks. Like, you're always going to get people that are like, oh man, like, you stole my idea. And it's like, what? No, you can just tag them. Just tag them and give them credit if it really bothers you. But like, that's what TikTok is. It's just, trends are all just people stealing each other ideas over and over until it becomes really popular. That's what a trend is. So consume content 20 to 30 minutes every single day. Find trends, find sounds, and heart the ones that you can replicate and go back to. All right? Super important. That's all you got to do. Super easy. All right? So that's step one. With that in mind, make sure that you're staying in your niche. If you guys are trying to grow your Twitch, if you guys are trying to grow your TikTok to grow your Twitch, don't post random content. Now, there is a caveat to that. The caveat is do whatever you can to get to 1,000 followers as fast as possible. And I'll tell you why in a second. But when it comes to getting followers over to your Twitch, if you have 1 million followers on TikTok, but only 1,000 of them watch Twitch, that's not going to help you grow your Twitch. It's going to give you clout on TikTok, but guess what? It's not going to help you on Twitch, which is the endeavor, right? So you want to make sure that if you are growing your TikTok, don't get caught up in the numbers. They don't matter. What matters is, are they converting to Twitch? And you should have a way of tracking that, which we won't talk about now. But you can get a general idea even without using spreadsheets or a customer management software. You can easily know, hey, I just posted 20 TikToks this week and I grew 300 followers on Twitch. It's working. Versus, wow, I grew 10,000 people on TikTok, but nobody went over to my Twitch. Cool. You got to change your content. So you want to make sure that you are posting content that is relative to the niche that you are streaming in. If you're a general streamer, then stream general content, I guess, but keep it in the gaming sector, right? Or it's got to be related to you or your personality. But remember what you're trying to do. Do not get mistaken. 1 million followers on TikTok does not matter if they are not coming over to your Twitch and watching. Raise your hand if that makes sense. I really want to beat that home. Cool. Good stuff. So with that in mind, it bums me out that you guys can't see what I'm presenting right now. Kind of a bummer, because I have this all pulled up. Damn. All right, it is what it is. So with that in mind, you're going to consume content with purpose, 20 to 30 minutes daily. Heart ones that you can replicate and go back to later. Stay in your niche. Get to 1,000 followers as fast as possible. The reason for that is when you go to 1,000 followers, you can start going live. When you start going live, TikTok right now, it might change, but TikTok right now is giving huge upside to your views by you going live. So I'll give you a quick example. I created a second TikTok account, and it took me like 5 days to go to 1,000 followers because I knew what to do, right? I posted 4 TikToks a day. I pretty much just copied all my content that got me to 300K. I got 1,000 followers in 5 days. Once I started going live, I hit like 15,000 in 2 more days on a fresh account. Why? It's because I went live. I mean, that's it. TikTok wants to award its creators for going live, and when you go live, you pop up in the For You page more often. So you got to do that as fast as possible, and you should be going live every single day. And you can literally, going live like on a really small scale, literally could just mean while you're on Twitch. A lot of people want to believe that you can't stream on TikTok and Twitch at the same time because it breaks the affiliate or partner agreement. It doesn't, as long as they're different stream codes. What does that mean? If you're streaming a TikTok from your phone live and then you're streaming on your computer for Twitch, you're fine. Or at least to my knowledge. This is not legal advice. But that's what I'm doing. And I've had a lawyer look at the user agreement, and he says that as long as the API, is it the API? No, I don't remember what it's called. It's like the stream code, the live code, is a different code, you're fine. So if you have TikTok going on over here and you have your Twitch going on over here, you're golden. And you can just literally do it at the same time, and your TikToks will get more views. Not saying they'll blow up, but they'll get more views, which will push them to the next layer of the pool. If you guys really quick don't know how TikTok works, TikTok, how it always works is it sends your video out to like 100 people. Based on what those 100 people do with watch time, likes, and shares, will determine, does it go on to the next tier? And then it sends it to 1,000 people. Depending on what happens in that tier, it sends it to the next pool, 10,000, and then the next one. And pretty much it keeps going until enough people, just the results go down. And then it stops, flatlines. And this is why you can post the same TikTok, like I'll give you an example. I posted a TikTok on my main page, and it got like 5,000 views. I was like, damn, that's a pretty good TikTok. I'm salty. And I took it and posted on my second account, and it got like 100,000 views. I'm like, what the heck? It's the same TikTok. But the difference was the people that TikTok showed it to were different. And it got out of the first and second tier. So if you don't get the results you want and you think you have a really good TikTok, like after 2 days, if it's not getting you the results you want, just delete it and repost it, which is also why you should be saving all your TikToks. I mean, we can get into technical stuff, but everyone, like if you're making TikToks and stuff, you should be using, I think it's like savetalk.com or something. I use it on my phone. It's called, hold on. It's called TikTok download. Oh, snaptic.app to download all your TikToks after you post them. That way, if you do have to repost them, you don't have the annoying little TikTok thing there. I'll just post it in the technical resources. Snaptic.app. There you go. These things usually get taken down after a while because TikTok doesn't want them up, but all right, let's keep going. Cool. Make 3 TikToks daily, even if they suck and they get 10 likes. Why? If you want to grow, you have to get good. How do you get good at something? You practice. And like what I'm going to recommend that every single person does, if you really want to grow, is make 3 TikToks a day. And again, we'll talk about chunking in a second, but like you don't have to make 3 TikToks every day. You can make 15 TikToks every 5 days. Just make them and take 5 hours to make them, right? This is relatively simple. It's not easy, but it's simple, right? Just do it, right? And just be consistent. So 3 TikToks a day. Allow TikTok to figure out who your audience is, and then there's a higher chance that you'll get out of tier 1 because it will know who to send it to. You have to remember that if you're just posting TikToks, if you haven't posted like 100 TikToks yet, TikTok is still trying to figure out who to send your content to, right? You know you want to send it to people who watch Twitch, but how do they know, right? So you have to give the algorithm time to figure out who your audience is. So make a lot of TikToks, even if they suck, even if they don't get a lot of views. Make a lot of TikToks, but try to make them good, right? And then if they don't do well in the beginning and then you start blowing up, again, go back, look, and oh, that one was really good, but it didn't blow up. Re-upload it, right? And then when you find something that works, replicate it until it doesn't. A lot of people don't want to make the same content again and again because they're afraid people will unfollow or they'll like, I don't know. I honestly don't know why. They won't just beat it into the ground. But if you look at any of my popular videos on TikTok, when I find a theme that works, I just keep posting it until it doesn't. So like my headphone one, you guys probably know what I'm talking about, right? So funny joke actually. I made, I think like 4 of these just today. Just so you guys know I'm like walking my own talk over here, right? All right, so just today I made 13 TikToks, right? 13 TikToks. 4 of them are the same exact theme, right? It's literally the same thing. You guys have probably seen this style video. Shit, I just remembered you guys can't see this. That's all right. If you watch the recording, you'll see it. My point is, do it until you just beat it into the ground, man. Because if it blows up, you're going to get views. Those views are going to translate over to your Twitch, and you're going to keep growing. So when you find something that works, go. And then another thought really quickly is, and this goes for like everything. I don't even have it written down, but you need to be able to find someone who is doing what you want to do and model them. What does that mean? Really simple. If you are let's use Wild because she's at the top of my head. If you are in the if you're in the furry community and you want to be a furry streamer and talk about furry things and just like have a furry community, find the most successful furry streamer and copy them. And when I say copy them, I don't mean literally every move they make, but take the things that are the best that they're doing and adopt them. That is how you will grow quickly. The reason that I was able to grow my businesses as fast as I was isn't because I just knew what to do. It's because I got mentors that had like 100 gyms. Like I knew the CEO of Fit Body Boot Camp, which is like one of the biggest boot camp franchises in the world, along with Devin from Burn Boot Camp, and I knew these guys. So like I was able to talk to them and they were able to help me. So I took what was going to be beneficial and discarded the rest. You can do the same exact thing. So if you don't have right now somebody in your head that you want to aspire to be, figure it out. Right? You have to have a blueprint for like what you're moving towards. If right now you have no objective, like someone that you're not trying to be like, then you don't really, it's hard to create a clear path to get there. You need clarity, right? And that helps develop an immense amount of clarity. All right? Keeping the party going. Manual outreach. So TikTok strategy number 1 for lead generation. Let's say that you've made all your TikToks, or you've decided for some reason you're not going to make TikToks. I don't recommend you do that because TikTok will have the highest ROI when you hit gold. Because the next strategy we're going to talk about is linear. And when I mean linear, I mean for every input, there's an equal output, right? On TikTok, like for example, manual outreach, if you reach out to 100 people and 10 people come and watch your stream, and it takes you 2 hours to send 100 messages, okay, great. On TikTok, you could take 2 hours Or you could take 10 hours and have no TikToks blow up. Or you take 20 hours and you have one blow up, and it's like you did manual outreach for 10,000 hours because it gets 2 million views. So, you know, there's a little give and take here. But I highly recommend you're on TikTok. When it comes to manual outreach, you want to make sure that you're really doing both. But manual outreach is really straightforward. You're essentially just manually reaching out to an individual who could be your ideal audience, right? There's cold outreach and warm outreach. Cold outreach is like looking for group and game servers, right? So you could literally, right, reach out to people, like, let's say you play Splitgate on your Discord, on your stream. You could literally go to a Splitgate server and create a script, a message that says, hey, I saw that you play Splitgate. Are you looking for someone to play with? I and a few others are going to play tonight. And you send out 100 messages, and 10 people get back to you and say, and then 10 people get back to you, 5 of them say yes. Cool. You have 5 people to play with. You invite them in, they play. You know, mention that you're streaming if they want to check it out. 2 come over to your stream. Great. That's manual outreach. And then you start building a relationship with these people so they come back and stay. Right? That's how you grow. That's manual outreach. Now, of course, what you're going to have to deal with is rejection with that, just like anything else. You reach out to people, and some people are going to be like, F off. How dare you DM me? It's the price of growing. You need to have the right mental game to be able to really progress in these areas, in my opinion. Another way that you can do manual outreach that's warm, which means that it's more favorable, they know who you are, is TikTok comments. When you make a TikTok and it gets 10,000 views and you get 200 comments, those are all people who have essentially given you permission to talk to them. Great. So guess what I did on every single one of my TikToks, right? And I'm still behind on this. This will become a high priority task soon. But I had one of my TikToks blow up that was talking about toxic gamers, right? It's hard finding a toxic gamer as an adult. Or I'm sorry, it's hard finding gamer friends as an adult. And it was like, whatever, I don't have to explain it, but I got 2 million views and 20,000 comments. Guess what I did? Every single comment that said, same, it's so hard to find friends. I'm alone. I would respond to every single one. It takes a ton of time. Like, you get to the point that TikTok shuts you down because they're like, hey, stop messaging people so much. Cool. So I literally messaged everyone and was like, hey, like, what games do you play? We play every day in the Discord. Come join. And that was that specific TikTok was how we went from 400 people in the Discord to 3,600 people in the Discord in 48 hours. And I gained, like, I think 500 followers on Twitch just from that. So that was one, right? So, but you don't need something to blow up hugely. If you get 10 comments that are relative, and this is, again, why it's so important to stay in your niche. If you're making dog videos and people comment and they're like, hey, your dog's so cute, you can't be like, yeah, isn't he? By the way, join my Discord for gamers. Like, it doesn't make any sense. But if you say, like, if you make a video about you playing a game, or if you're like, I wish I had more people to play with, or something, like a TikTok using that trend, relating it to your niche in gaming, now you get some comments back that are like, same, I understand. And then those are all now leads that you can nurture, right, by bringing them into a community. And then you sell them right when they get on stream on why they should watch you. Is this making sense? Raise your hand if I make any sense at all. If I make no sense, keep your hand down and call me freaking insane. All right, cool. Thank you, guys. I appreciate the validation. All right, keep the party going. The last one is existing follower list. Now, this one is arguably the most important, but I didn't want to start with it because a lot of you don't have one. But let me tell you something really quick. Right now, if you have a follower list of even 10 people and you don't have 10 active viewers, you should be reaching out to your follower list pretty much twice a week. Now, don't get me wrong. I have about 5,300 followers. One of our new affiliate streamers in the Discord, which I'll talk about in a second, she has 22,000 followers. Yeah, she can't reach out to all those people every week, right? But you should be prioritizing your follower list. Think about it. Everyone's obsessed with lead generation. How do I get more people to my stream? You know, like a lot of people here have multiple hundreds of followers, but you don't have multiple hundreds of viewers. Now, of course, not everyone is going to be, what's the word I'm looking for, available at every time. But let's look at it from a perspective of numbers. The average Twitch streamer, even partners, or actually partners, it gets really bad. Like the average small to mid-tier Twitch streamer has like 1% of their follower list watching, like at any given moment, right? So like anyone who's like slightly above average. So like for me, 5,300 people, 5,300 followers, I should have like 53 people watching if I'm slightly above average, right? If I'm below average, it's below that. If I'm above average, it's above that, right? You get it. So a lot of people spend a lot of time trying to figure out how to get new followers, how to get new people to the stream, how to get viewers. And what they ignore is it's kind of like going on an adventure to find new followers when you literally just could have looked in your backyard, right? Like, let's be honest. If you're a Twitch streamer, when's the last time you messaged your followers, all of them, and thanked them for following you? And maybe gave them at least a thank you. I can promise you that you probably haven't. Why? Because it's time consuming. It takes a ton of time. And then we think, is this even worth doing, right? So I can promise you that is one of the highest ROI activities you can have. If you, really quick, right off the top, if you guys have wondered how just this channel, we went from 35 active viewers 2 weeks ago to now having the last stream on Friday hit 130 viewers. I haven't posted a single TikTok in 2 weeks. How did it happen? I reached out to my follower list and I said thank you, and I meant it. And I've only been able to reach out to like 1,000 people, but out of like 1,000 people, 100 of them came back to my stream. Let me ask you a question. If you have 1,000 followers and you message all 1,000 followers and 10% came back to the stream, that'd be 100 active viewers. Now, I'm not saying they all stay because your cake might suck, right? And that's fine. You got to make it taste better. But if they're coming back, there you go. You are now doing lead nurture. You generated a lead. They fell off. Now they fell from here to here. Now they're in lead nurture. Now you nurtured them again to come back. You have to make sure you're reaching out to your people. And the best way that I recommend reaching out to your people is a DM on Twitch. And just be honest. My truth was, hey, I was reflecting on like the start of this whole thing, because it really is insane that we grew this much in 4 months. And I just want to thank you. And that's when I started the give back streams. So every Friday now we're doing a give back stream to be able to give back to the people who made this community what it is. And they come a lot of times. So got to make sure you're doing that. But these are the things that matter most, because it gets very, and I say matter most, these are the things that are universal. How about that? These are the things that are universal. That no matter what niche you're in, if you're a hot tub streamer, if you're a furry streamer, as Wild mentioned, if you are a variety streamer, if you do what we do, which is, I don't know, video games and kind of a little bit of everything. I don't know. I don't really know how to describe what we do, to be honest. Then, like, these things still stay the same. All right? Really quick. For these two things, TikTok and manual outreach, I'm going to give you guys a recording of this too, so you can watch it, and I'll post the notes somewhere as well. Actually, I'll post the notes right here. Oh my God, hold on, let me post these notes for you now. That way you guys can follow along. I'm going to post it in Growing Your Audience. That way you guys can know what we're talking about. There you go. You can copy that if you want. Okay. Raise your hand really quick if this is giving you any value. Like, is this helpful? Okay, cool. Keep it up. Keep it raised. Keep it. Don't put it down. Don't you put it down. All right, you can put it down. Great. All right. Last piece is going to be number 3, which is become a staple in a community. A lot of some people already mentioned this already. Honor was one of them. She mentioned growing a tribe or having a tribe. Guys, you gotta know this. 100%. It's hard, or it's easy to quit a hobby. It's hard to quit a relationship. That was the mantra that I told every single one of my employees when we grew our gym business. It's hard to quit a hobby. It's easy to quit a hobby, hard to quit a relationship. That means that if we just offered a service that people came to the gym and we were a commodity, the gym with the lowest price would win. However, if we had a relationship with every single one of our members, not only was it more fulfilling for us and for them, but it didn't matter if we charged $50 more a month or even $100. Maybe that was too high, but you get the idea. People, they would stay with us because of the relationships that they made. It's the same exact thing on Twitch, guys. You have to build relationships to a degree to get off the ground. And to me, that's exactly what I wanted in the first place. So, hey, it kind of just happened and I loved it. But if you want to be able to grow like quickly, you need to be able to leverage other people's communities. Now, don't get me wrong. You can create your own, but it takes longer. So, for example, if you have no following base right now and you are just looking to increase your Twitch and you do your TikTok and your manual outreach and you try to create your own community, your community will not be used for lead generation in the beginning. It will really just be used for sales, right? To essentially keep people, retention, keep them there. If you go into somebody else's community and cross-pollinate, right? I think it's really important that we're all on the same page. When you go into somebody else's community, it's really hard to, quote, steal viewers. And I think a lot of people are afraid of putting their self out there because they're afraid, like, oh no, like people will think I'm poaching. And like there is a wrong way to get active in a community, but there's also a right way. Here's what I mean. The wrong way to get active in a community is like having 100 Discord channels, never doing anything in them, except every time you go live, you post in the POG. And you're like, I'm going live, come watch me be live. And you post that in 100 different Discords, and you go live and you have 4 viewers, and you're like, why didn't anyone come see me? Because they don't know you. They don't care about you, and you don't care about them because you don't know who they are. But what if instead you were able to become a staple in somebody's community? And by a staple, right, there's all different ratios, but like, let's use our Discord as an example. We have 3,600 people in here. Don't you think there's 10 people in your niche that are here that you can find and cultivate a niche community inside our community? Probably. And then as a result, you know, don't you think that you would grow much faster? I do, right? Like, essentially, think about it. The people who are your ideal customer, and by customer, I mean viewer, right? Your ideal viewer that watch Twitch, play video games, and that are active in a community are already in this community. Your viewers are here. Not all of them, but some of them, at least to help you get off the ground. Now, of course, you know, it helps if if you're affiliated with me in the Discord, like, of course, me shouting you out helps and all that stuff. That's great. But that only goes so far, because it's the same thing. If I say, hey, go check out Honor's channel, and they go to, actually, I won't use Honor because I'm sure she has a great channel. So I'm going to use somebody else. I'm going to say Joe Schmo. So I shout out Joe Schmo's channel, and then they go to Joe Schmo's channel, and the cake's bad, right? Like, you have to have good cake, and you have to build a relationship with these people. So what I would recommend is every single one of you, if you're a streamer, pick your community. I'd love for it to be ours, and the reason for that's really straightforward, because it's going to help us grow. Because if you are being active in the Discord, more people become active in your niche, and we're able to grow. So it's a win-win, right? You get viewers in your niche, more viewers, and yeah, you might take some people from the channel, but I doubt it, right? It's cross-pollination, If you're bringing new people, then it balances out, right? Like, I think a lot of people have a scarcity mindset when it comes to streaming and when it comes to Twitch, and it doesn't have to be that way. We can all grow together. We can all accomplish our goal, assuming that we have, the 5 steps locked down. But yeah, you need to find a community. So those are the 3 things when it comes to lead generation. You need TikTok, manual outreach, and becoming a staple in the community. That's the name of the game. Those are the 3 best strategies I can give you guys. Does that make sense? Raise your hand if that makes sense. Cool. All right, before we move on, let's hit some questions on this. Raise your hand if you have a question, I'll pull you in. I've invited some to speak. And they're gone. Raise your hand if you have a question. All right, Ratty's here. What's up, brother?
Hi, dude. Long time listener, first time talker. So we're going on about.
I love that.
We're going on about, obviously, the Discord side of things. Obviously, it's amazing that you guys have got a fantastic community. Like, I joined last week, and I think the first thing I said after talking to a lot of you guys, was how amazing this and warm this community was welcoming to me.
Hell yeah.
But do you find that sometimes, though, having this many people, like, people can be, like myself, who are in a different time zone to you guys, can get lost in the shuffle of talking to people.
100%.
It's all good. We can sell ourselves, and we can, stuff like that. But it's just, do you feel like it can happen, though?
Now, are you talking about from a streaming perspective, like through the eyes of who? Through the eyes of a member, or through the eyes of a, like?
Sorry. I just see it through a streaming perspective.
Yep.
And obviously, from a perspective of networking with other people in Discord.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, again, I pick on the time zone and things like that. Like, I guess a lot of the guys here are from the North American side of things.
Yes.
Majority.
Yeah.
Compared to me and things like that, and some others who are from different countries. But do you feel like they can get lost within trying to talk and engage with other people from different countries?
I guess to an extent, like, it's not much different than somebody shooting a message out at 12 p.m. and then not checking again for 6 hours, right? Because, just people go to bed in the EU, whatever. Like, I think that, one, from just a member perspective really quick, like, yes, I feel like in a big Discord, it's really easy to get lost in the shuffle and to be forgotten. And that's why we have retention measures in place where we have lists of all of our active members that we're referencing and cross-referencing to make sure that if people aren't active, that we're reaching out to them. Because, yeah, like, even in a gym with 300 people, it's hard. Like, you don't always, like, you do have times that you're like, oh, shit, like, I haven't seen Matt in a while. And that happened a couple weeks ago, or like 7, maybe 10 days ago. And I reached out to him personally, and I was like, hey, Matt, where you been, brother? But as far as, like, streaming, like, I think of it less as networking, as you mentioned, and more just of, like, making friends. Because the more friends, like, networking is all about, like, hey, I help you, you help me. And that's kind of like follow for follow type deal, which...
Yeah,
like,
it wasn't that... it wasn't what I kind of meant. It was just the word that came to my head. It's,
Oh,
it's
okay, yeah, no worries.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
2:30 a.m. in the morning. So
Yeah, no, you're fine. So it's just all about making friends. Like, if your question is it tough making friends in an NA-based server while you're in the EU? I'd probably say yeah, especially if you're not on during when a lot of people are on here. Can it still be beneficial for you? Yeah, but you probably also want to find an EU server. You know, for sure. Like, find some EU communities. Does that answer your question?
that does, yeah.
Nice, man. All right, very good.
Cheers. I'll be back.
Okay. Any other questions before we move on? Matt had a question.
Yes.
What's up, brother?
So, talking about like streams and stuff, I've heard that like it's very beneficial for like viewers, like for streamers to talk a lot. But like, what if it's hard for you to like talk to yourself and you don't have people in the chat? What do you do then?
I say develop the skill.
Got it.
Yeah. So the it's kind of like getting comfortable in front of a camera. It's like if you believe that having a camera is going to make you a more popular streamer or whatever, and you're not good in front of a camera, how do you get good in front of a camera? You turn on the camera, and you be awkward, right? How do you get good talking to yourself? You practice. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm not willing to just like sit alone for 4 hours talking to myself. I'd rather practice while I'm performing, turn on that camera, and just learn as I go. But that kind of goes back to the self-esteem thing. If you feel good enough to make mistakes and almost be looked at as, like, oh man, like, what's he doing? Like, he's awkward. Like, that's fine. Like, if you guys, it's funny, I make this kind of joke all the time.
Awkward's a niche.
Right, I make this joke all the time. When I was a kid, I was the most annoying kid in the world. I was so annoying. High energy, like, like, in your face, like, no one wanted to be my friend, right? And the point of all that is, if I were to try to be friends with the 13-year-old me, I would not want to be friends with him, right, for more than a couple minutes. I don't remember where I was going with that. I think it was something about how I just learned over time to do it. Sorry, I went on a tangent. I started thinking about other things. I apologize. ADHD caught up to me, but I usually have a pretty good grasp on it.
Do you mind if I state how I got through that?
Yeah, go ahead. If you have experience with the same exact thing, feel free to share.
Okay, so the biggest thing when you're trying to learn is how to keep yourself talking and fill the gaps when you don't have anybody asking you questions is whatever you're thinking about the game, as long as it's like family friendly, you're not just randomly screaming out profanities. Say it. Don't let your innie become an outie. Say whatever's on your mind about the game you're playing and continue to fill the space with that and talk to yourself with whatever you think is about the game. So if like you're doing something like, oh man, I'm gonna go right through here, and then you say that, you don't just like think that, you say what you're doing and you fill the gap with whatever you're doing.
Love it. Does that kind of answer your question, Matt?
Yeah.
Woo! Thank you for your question. Sergeant, what's up?
Okay, so I have a question, and I also have a concern. I've been checking in with some people on the chat. Some people have said that they didn't hear you for the first little bit, like the first 5 minutes, 15 minutes, or whatever it may be.
That's all right. I'm recording.
Yeah. So I just wanted to let you know.
Cool.
So you can get with them.
Hell yeah.
Get in that recording. Sixan is one of them, and then Wolfie is the other.
Good.
But my question would be, is what was essentially at every level when you wanted to give up and after you wanted to give up and all that, because we've all been there.
Yeah.
What was at each tier of your growth, at each tier so far, what was your biggest things to overcome every month, so to speak, or every week or whatever? What were the few top key factors?
So my honest answer is I didn't have any. And I'm not saying that because I'm so great. I'm saying that because I already dealt with it in my first business. here's what I mean. We all have to go through periods of growth. And a lot of the growth that I experienced that allowed me to grow here so quickly, I already went through the growing pains when I built my gyms, right? Like I had to learn how to set boundaries. I had to learn how to prioritize time management. I had to learn the 5 core functions of business. I had to learn all these things to be able to be successful there. So for me, I haven't really had anything that's stopped me other than when I first got started. I was like, ooh, this is kind of weird, just like having no one in the chat. But then I quickly came over it because I knew what to do. But if you were to ask me like, hey, how did you deal with it back then? I would need specific questions like, how did you deal with this exact thing?
Okay.
But yeah.
Well, I guess I'll dig into that part of the brain later. But
Sure.
my next bit would be, so has streaming been 100% equivalent to all your past businesses, or have you had to fill in the gaps from things that you did not expect transferring over? So, in short, would anybody's past business experiences or past experiences running anything in management be able to correlate and correspond with what is going on today?
I'm not quite following the question. Could you make it even more concise?
Okay. So, for your past businesses,
Yep.
did everything transfer over? Like how you built the business up
No.
compared to building up Twitch?
No.
How did you fill those gaps? Because I have ran a business before and stuff like that.
Intelligence. I don't know.
What?
Resourcefulness and intelligence, right? Like intelligence meaning a learned skill, right? Or resourcefulness meaning a learned skill, right? Like anything I didn't know, I figure out. So like I Google. Like, you know, I think a lot of people want to ask other people for help before they even exhaust all their own resources, right? Like use Google, figure it out. So that's maybe number one as a good tip.
So your
But
most important growth aspect was your adaptability. Is what I'm trying to figure out is your most important.
oh yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
well, there isn't one thing, but yeah, like adaptability, like being able to adapt is one of the most important. That and being resourceful is some of the most important traits to develop, for sure.
Because right now, what I'm trying to do is we already know your past experiences. We know that type of stuff. We know you're corresponding with your past experiences. But what I'm trying to figure out is what you're doing different today. And I guess that did answer it because now we know that when you've come across something, your most important aspect for your difference from your past businesses to your Twitch would be adaptability and resourcefulness.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things though. Like, I mean, I'll give you something else because as you're talking, you're making me think of stuff. Like, so I'll give you another thing. Like some of the things that I think. Like, if you were to say, like, hey, Ryan, what are some of the most important things that made you successful in business, or that are now transferring over and making things work here? A couple more things come to mind. The first thing is focus. I think I'm better at focusing than the average person because I've developed the skill. And this is coming from someone that was diagnosed with ADHD at age 11 or something, right? Like, dude, my brain wants to do 100 different things at once. And whenever I think of a new idea, I think it's the best idea and I want to go do it immediately. But I don't, because I need to stay focused. So I do a really decent job at zooming out frequently and getting a bird's eye view on the whole thing so that I can take the most important action in any given moment.
Macro perspectives.
Correct. Yeah, I think a lot of people get really focused on things that don't matter. For example, you know, some people will go ahead and, you know, they can be nice and say like, hey, let's do follow for follow. Like, that's nice, but like, that's a bad strategy because like, how long does it take you to like do that? And then that person's not even going to come over and be an active viewer because yeah, it's not really going to work. The other thing is like spending a huge, like, don't get me wrong, do your overlays, make all that stuff good, but don't, if you have less than 1,000 followers, do not spend more than 30 minutes on that stuff. And here's why.
Don't spend money on it.
And don't spend money on
There's
it.
so many free. There's so
Right.
many free ones.
Not yet.
I can give you so many free ones.
Right, not yet. And here's why. A lot of people are focusing on things that don't matter. Again, your overlays aren't going to keep people on your stream when they click on it. You are going to keep them on the stream, right? So you gotta kind of zoom out and look what actually is the most important thing, right? And then be able to move forward from there. So that's why I'm a huge proponent of zooming out every single day, and I look at everything I'm doing, right? I look at this whole venture project as 5 core functions: lead generation, lead nurture, sales, retention, and ascension. If I'm not doing something in these categories, it doesn't matter. Like, it's not important enough to do.
So
as far as growing your
aspect.
business, right? As far as growing your business, like fulfillment's a whole nother thing. But go ahead.
Another aspect that, I'm sorry, my ADHD kicked in. I just don't want to forget. But another aspect you're kind of hitting at is another thing I've learned from Stephen Covey's 7 Pillars of Leadership.
Yep.
Is one, you're going to want to schedule. You're going to schedule everything out. You want that. And 2, like the old adage, I don't think Stephen Covey came up with this, but he definitely like sported this around a lot, is you don't want to take the sand, put into the jar first. You want to take the rocks and then put the sand in later. So you want to fill your time with the big ticket items first, like family, your lead retention, your distribution of your channel, things that are really going to matter to you.
Right, move the meter.
And then afterwards,
exactly,
little small things, trickle them in there so there's more room for your time and it's better spent.
Yes. Yep, 100%. What I'm constantly trying to do is, I call it my wall of levers, right? Every single morning, I get up and I look at a metaphorical wall of levers. And on this wall, there are really big levers and really small levers. And a lot of times, the really small levers are really tempting to pull. But they're not really going to do anything for me. Those are the things that are like, create another overlay, or like, I don't know. I can't even think of small levers right now. But then you have big levers, and then you have some medium-sized levers. Like, medium-sized levers would be like, I need to, I don't know, be active in the Discord, right, for to be a staple in the community and play games with people. But then you have another medium lever that is making TikToks. So it's like, shit, what do I do? Well, then you start looking at it and saying, well, what's the result versus time invested? I can go spend TikToks for 2 hours and then spend the rest of my time in the community. Or like, if you have 2 levers that one's going to take you 4 hours and one's going to take you 1, and they give you the same result, or the proposed same result, just do the thing that's going to be an hour and save the thing for 4 hours if nothing better becomes available for lead generation, right? So yeah, chunking is also really important, which you mentioned. Like, your ability to, our humans' ability to context switch is terrible. And what that means is, like, if you are doing something, like, do a lot of it. So if you're making TikToks, what I do is I spend like 90 minutes on TikTok, or maybe like, I'll call it 30 minutes because I scroll really fast. Once I get the concept, I save, I go fast. I'm pretty speedy. So I'll do 30 minutes twice a week when I was doing it consistently, and I'm getting back to it now that everything's going on autopilot over here. 30 minutes, and then I make 10 TikToks and save them all the drafts, and then I post them all over the next 3 days, and then I just do it again. And I just keep doing that. Because if you have to make a TikTok, like, if you make a TikTok in the morning, do some work, then you have to make another TikTok, do some work, then another TikTok, like, you got to get the tripod out, you got to get the lighting ready, you got to do all these things. It's like, just chunk it, man. Plus, your brain is better at just, like, doing things back to back. You'll find that the first 2 TikToks you make take, like, an hour or, like, 40 minutes, and then the last 8 take you 2 hours, which means that you're doing them faster per TikTok. So chunking's really important.
Yeah, I will say my time spent talking with you and learning from you, I have learned one, I need to focus and actually have a better schedule. So that's why I changed from Monday and Tuesday as my recording days for YouTube videos and for TikTok. So now, especially starting this week, because this week figuring out we have a baby, haven't really had the time. But next week, I'll really be able to focus. I'll be able to sit down. I'll be able to have 2 full days of making TikToks with me and my wife, helping me out,
Good.
and spending time with my wife doing that. And then Wednesday through Saturday, I'll be able to stream. And
Love
it's
it.
going to, that way, there will be 3 days where I'm not streaming, build up
Yes.
some sort of want and drive people to, like, if I stream every day from learning from you, people are just not going to, they're going to be like, oh, he's streaming every day. I can miss today.
Yeah.
This way, it's just if I'm not streaming every single day and I have like a schedule, there'll be some sort of hey, he doesn't
Scarcity.
stream today, but he streams tomorrow.
Yeah, scarcity, which is the law of influence, which we didn't talk about today, but is real. Yeah, man, I'm with you. Cool. Anything else there?
No. I don't know how to do audience stuff. Do it.
I gotcha. Thanks, man.
Okay.
I appreciate you. All right, Steve Spoon. Anselm, did you have a question?
Yes, Ryan, I did actually.
Had it. Welcome.
I mean, it's kind of it's a this or that answer I'm looking for with a little bit of insight. So the question is, do I have to be a full-time streamer to become a successful streamer?
No. I think anything's possible. I think it'll take you longer if you, like, just, Elon Musk has a really interesting way of looking at this question. And it's kind of like, if you work a full-time job, if you work full-time hours and you're trying to accomplish something and you have a certain set of skills, assuming that you can keep good mental health, if you work 80 hours, you'll get there twice as fast. Now, a lot of people actually become less productive the more they work to a degree. But I think the short answer is yes, definitely.
Okay.
It's probably not going to be as fast, but I think something actually really amazing happens too. I'm assuming you have a full-time job?
Yeah, I'm a full-time security guard in Boston, so.
Oh, no way. I'm from Boston too.
Yeah, and I just figure, like, I feel like if I could stream up to 12 hours, 2 days a week.
Yeah.
On my days off from,
Yeah.
doing security.
So what you'd really want to do,
I could post something,
Yeah, what you'd really want to do, and like the main game is, like, if you're going to be a part-time streamer, that means that you're investing 20 hours a week, but you're not going to invest 20 hours a week streaming. You need to have at least half of that time be geared toward lead generation and lead nurture. It's so important because no one like if you work full time and like all you do is come home and stream and nobody watches your stream because you don't do any lead generation, like, it's expected. So yes, if you delegate your time, if you delegate your prioritize your time properly, you can totally be successful at it. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, no problem, man. Boop. Honor, do you have a question?
I do. This kind of got spurred when you were talking about how you were diagnosed with, like, ADHD and how you get, like, really hooked in on an idea.
Oh yeah.
When you're streaming, how do you find it, like, because my biggest thing is if I am doing a stream and I'm really in it and I'm just, like, riding that vibe, I'll stream for, like, between 8 to 10 hours.
I've been there.
And I know logically no one can sit through 10 hours straight of content.
No way. Yeah. How could they?
And then, like, the next day I'm just burnt out. So, like, how
Yes.
do you help balance that? I'm just curious.
You just set a schedule. So I just started that 2 weeks ago. Cause yeah, I'm the same exact way. Like, I was like, all right, so quick story. When I first started streaming and we were blowing up and I was getting raided by, like, Mads Katie, and she, like, gave me, like, a 200-person raid and donated $1,000 on stream, and I'm like, what the like, I went from, I think, like, 3 p.m. to 3 a.m. that day, spinning the wheel and going crazy. And it was awesome. And it was like, also I weighed in that it was a once in a not lifetime, but once in a long time event that I was rated by her, and she contributed in that way. So I wanted to make it special to her viewers. But just going back 2 weeks ago, I decided, like, yeah, kind of going off what Sargent said before. The other thing is, if you're streaming every day for 8 hours, like, there's no urgency or scarcity. So, yeah, like, there's nothing to look forward to. Whereas, I guess for your question specifically, it would just be create a schedule, you know, and the rest of the time, either rest or put it towards lead generation.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you very much.
Of course. And then, like, if you're really into a game, give yourself another 30 minutes to an hour to stream, but have, like, really hard limits. And then, like, and then it creates
That's the biggest thing.
Yeah,
I have a schedule. Do not ever keep it.
Right.
Like, I start at the right time, but I always go past.
Yeah, I mean, so maybe it is just a hard cutoff for you then.
Yeah.
But yeah, but that's good.
Thank you so much.
Of course. Boop. I don't remember who I clicked on first. I think it was Sanglesore.
All right, so I don't know how to deal with something.
Hit it.
I had someone who was a mod in my channel,
Yes.
and she eventually pissed my other mods off to the points where they actually two of my other mods took breaks from the stream.
Mm.
At that point, I was like, you can't be a mod.
Mhm.
It's done.
Mhm.
I still think it's affecting things.
Okay.
I don't know what to do, because if I ban her, I can be seen as being an ableist because she's autistic.
Okay. Why? So, what made
But
you? Good. Go ahead.
She doesn't understand, like, when she crosses boundaries. That was the issue when she was a mod.
Sure.
It was brought up multiple times, and I don't know what to do.
Yeah, it makes total sense. And I totally understand where you're coming from. On one side, it's like you get looked at as the bad guy. On the other side, like, and again, you're afraid of maybe the bad things that can happen. It makes sense. And on the other side, you can't just keep doing this because it's not conducive with maybe what you're trying to do on your channel.
Yeah, and
I
like
totally get
her
it.
and one other person,
Yeah.
specifically, always something negative every day. And I've
Yeah.
tried bringing it up, like, let's keep this a positive place. I understand
Yeah.
something's going on. There's a vent channel. You can join there.
So, great
People
question.
who actually have things going on, they go to the vent channel or they message me directly and just to talk. They don't bring
Definitely.
it up in the stream, and I can't get it
Yeah.
to stop.
Yeah. All right. So let's look at this two ways. So the first way, let's look at things as a business, and then I'm also going to ask you a question. So before actually that, I will say that Twitch is an interesting place because from a business perspective, it is like a service type business, but at the same time, there's a lot of emotion that can be involved because you are getting close with people and building friendships, which is essentially like how I look at a lot of Twitch. And I'll tell you a quick story that I went through with this Discord. So, what I would say is let's look at it really quick as a business. You were a business owner and you are dealing with the same exact thing. Do you own a business right now?
What do you mean?
Are you a business owner or
No.
No? Okay. So, so you may not have a ton of experience there, but let's say you were a business owner and you had an employee that was not following what an employee should do. What would you do? I mean, you have a couple opportunities.
At some point.
Right. I mean, you talk to them. If things don't get better, you fire them and you move on. Maybe a business owner that is less savvy in business and is, less experienced would just keep trying to fix that person or fix their behavior. Not saying the person's broken, but fix their behavior because they're afraid of, the fallout, if you will. My question to you is, let's say that a friend of yours who also streams is coming to you and she says, hey, I need your help. Sanglesore, I have a mod that I don't think is in line with the channel's values anymore. Being positivity, she brings negativity. She's just not doing her role very well. I'm afraid of the fallout. What could happen? What do you think I should do? What would your advice be to them?
I would tell her to talk to them, and if they don't stop, ban them. Or at least unmod them at first, and then if it keeps on, I would ban them.
There you
Oh,
go.
pretty much answered my own question.
Hell yeah. I think a lot of times we look for, and you're not alone, I do it too, everyone does it, right? We want permission for taking certain actions. You have, you don't need anyone's permission but your own. Like, I think that's the right decision as well. I'll give you a quick story. I don't deal with any drama. If you cause, I say if a person causes drama in this Discord and I don't know who you are, you're out. Instantly banned. If I know who you are, I'll give you a message and ask what's going on. And if it doesn't make any sense, then you're banned. If it does make sense and you're having a bad day, cool, take a time out. If it happens again, you're banned. I'm very clear about that. And we had mods who grew this server, or say they didn't grow the server, I grew the server. They modded the server and built some of the things out, some of the first like channels and stuff like that. And they, over time, became toxic to myself and to other team members. And pretty much all of the people at the time, being led by this one person who I thought was my friend, who I met through this whole thing, just started harassing other members. So it hurt, but I knew what I had to do. I instantly banned him, and then everyone followed his, essentially his steps and did a bunch of stuff. I banned all of them, and I haven't looked back since. And that I know your situation's a little more sensitive, but like you have to have you got to put your foot down, and you have to know what you stand for. That's why I highly recommend that you write down your values for your channel, what a mod does. Like, we have our 4 R's so like roles, responsibilities, requirements, and results for all of our roles. And like one of them is Twitch moderator. And like we spell out these things so that if any infractions are made, I can easily go like, hey, like it's not in line with what we agreed upon. Can you fix it? If the answer is yes, and then they do it again, they're out. If the answer is no, they're out immediately. So, even though Twitch mods aren't generally paid, they're still working for a mission or for a something greater, if you will. So there should be requirements and expectations set in play from day one. If there aren't any, then it's, of course, our fault that we weren't specific and we did not, outline that. So that's just one thing to think about as well. But yeah, you already answered your own question. Great job.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, man.
Hell yeah, baby! Good stuff. Anything else? Sonic!
Hello.
Hello, Sonic Buckley. 01?
Yo, where's the Boston crew at? Oh my god.
Boston?
I was actually like, I was genuinely excited when everybody was like, oh, I'm from Boston. I was like, oh, me too. And I was like, oh my god.
That's funny, man. What's your question?
So many people. So it's just more of something. It's kind of going off of when you were talking about picking a schedule, because I went from streaming one specific game because that's where a majority of the people I had met in terms of like the game and the content itself from that. So once I made the decision to sort of try and branch off, I was afraid to because I didn't want to lose that audience.
Right.
But I took time to like sort of go about a schedule in terms of like set days of streaming set specific things. And I was just curious if you ever had a situation like that and sort of, I guess, how you resolved it.
So, if I heard you correctly, which I may not have, just how did I change my schedule when I needed to, or how did, can you say it one more time?
I guess, how did you go about changing up content if there was ever a time where you had to? It was like a drastic change, or at least you felt it was.
I don't know. I just did it. So like for me, so I think your channel can either be built by, like skill, meaning like the skill of a game you play, like League of Legends, you can be like a challenger player and like it doesn't matter how you necessarily are, your gameplay carries the channel, or your personality carries the channel. And for me, I am not good enough for my gameplay to carry the channel. So I played League of Legends for the first 2 months and then just got bored with it and stopped and moved on and started playing other games. I don't know. I didn't really do much different. I just did it and dealt with the less viewers and then kept doing my lead generation and it came back up and so on and so forth. So,
Okay.
I don't know if that's probably not the answer you're looking for.
Well, that's the thing. I'm just not sure. What I not entirely a question, but I was wildly impressed when I had received the message on Thursday when you were doing your big. That wasn't Thursday. Yeah, it was Thursday.
Yeah.
When you had your huge celebration scene, because I remember seeing I Got a Whisper, and I was like, people whisper on Twitch. I was like, who is this?
Yeah.
And then I checked, and I saw it was you, and I was like, interesting. And I read the message, and I was like, I didn't realize I was within that category. So then it got me thinking, and then it got me curious, and then I was able to like kind of hop in, stream, and hang out for a bit. But it was definitely, it was nice to get a message like that.
Definitely, and your view,
And like
your
the recognition.
Yeah, and your followers are excited for the same thing. For sure. Yeah, man. Cool. Love it.
So that was more. I guess that was more of a thank you more than actually asking questions because I thought I had more. But
my pleasure, man. Yeah, I'm glad you're here. I hope that we can grow together.
Absolutely.
Hell yeah, brother. Boop. Rosie, last question. Let's get it. And then I can answer more questions after. But I'm gonna touch upon something that I think you guys will like to hear. Rosie, go ahead. Or if Rosie's not here, Alaric, go ahead. Oh, is Rosie here? I see her button going on and off. I just can't hear her. I don't know if your mic's working, Rosie. Oh no! Alaric, was there something you wanted to mention?
Yes, I do have a question. Do you have evidence that says my cakes are bad?
No evidence, sir. Just a hunch.
Okay.
I have a feeling that you catch fish and then put them in your cakes.
Oh, okay. Because you'll have to speak to my lawyer about a slander lawsuit.
Yeah.
There's my lawyer. There he is.
There he is. Yes.
We'll be filing suits on Alaric's behalf in the not so distant future.
Oh my God, I love it.
Thank you.
That is all. Thank you. Goodbye. Rosie, is your mic working? All right, I don't think it's working for now, but that's okay. All right, let's go to the next part. Rosie, you can always DM me and I can answer it as well. All right, so last part is this. As you guys know, actually, I haven't told anyone this yet, so you guys are the first to know. You want to know a secret? Raise your hand if you want to know a secret. All right, so I'm really excited for the growth that we're going to experience, and I know that, like, synergy exists. If we can get other people like me in this Discord that are, like, wanting to grow, take advantage of these strategies, believe in the mission, and want to grow alongside each other, I know that 1 + 1 will equal 3, and that we'll be able to grow faster together than if we were just trying to go apart. And a lot of streamers, I mentioned this before, I think, are afraid of, like, oh man, like, if they get more viewers, I'm going to get less viewers. That's not true, especially when you start looking at take advantage of staggering stream schedules, and not everyone's going to love everyone's content. So I think it's just something, it's really not something to be worried about. But I've been wanting to, just recently I developed a new role in the Discord, and you guys probably saw it, but I essentially developed a program to become affiliated with the Discord and with my channel. So the idea is affiliated streamers are affiliated in regards to help push the mission forward, in addition to growing the Twitch through synergistic action, right? I want to bring streamers on that are looking to grow, that are looking to push the mission forward, and just like, I don't know, be a part of something great, because I think we have something really exciting going on. So the requirements are really straightforward. The requirements to be an affiliated streamer is you got to be in line with the mission and have similar values as us, right? Which people that don't have similar values as us generally don't hang around the Discord that long, because either they get banned or they just leave because, you know, they're looking for something else. And then you must be active in the community, right, to be affiliated with the community. It just makes sense, right? And then you got to have 1,000 followers on Twitch. The reason you have to have 1,000 followers on Twitch is because there has to be a win-win involved. And if you already have 1,000 followers, it tells me that you can put these things that I mentioned before in place, which kind of is the baseline for, okay, you're serious enough. You hit this layer, right? Now, if you're not at 1,000 followers yet, I still want to work with you. I still want to help you, but you just won't technically be an affiliated streamer until you hit that 1,000. But let me explain some of the expectations for this role as far as what would be expected of the streamer that's affiliated. The main expectation is that you drive lead generation for 2 hours a day. What does that mean? So let me, I'll post this in the chat above too. That way you guys don't have to just go off the sound of my voice. Let me put that up here. I'll put it in the streamer chat. Oh, wait, growing your audience. I'll put in growing your audience. So essentially being an affiliated streamer is all those things there. You're expected to bring in about 20 leads a day to the Discord and to your Twitch. So that'll take about 2 hours a day of lead generation using the strategies we talked about before. Really straightforward. Now, of course, you might be thinking, hey, cool, that's what I have to do as an affiliated streamer, but what do I get? Well, whenever I do any type of affiliation, I want to do a 5-to-1, which means that I want to make sure that I'm giving you way more value than you are essentially giving. And essentially that just makes sure that things are on the up and up. So what's expected of me, if you're an affiliate, is that I drive 30 to 50 leads to the Discord a day between my actions and between the actions of the staff. We use lead nurture. So let's say you drive a lead to the server. Well, we're going to make sure that the lead nurture process is carried out so that they stick around. We're also going to keep people around by doing tournaments, games, hype, giveaways, and have a mission carried out by me, you, and the staff. We're going to have a retention system carried out, and you guys don't have to focus on moderating a server at all. A lot of people want to build a tribe until they realize how hard it is and how much time consuming it is. What I would love is almost like in a business, right? When you have a business, you don't have everyone doing the same job. And the reason for that is when you specialize, you're able to grow faster. So essentially think of this as you specializing in lead generation, and you let me handle, when it comes to the Discord, some other things so that you can just focus on streaming and lead generation, right? And that's the name of the game. Ascension, I recruit new staff members. I manage all the staff, help them get things done effectively, promote and demote, help with the vision of the Discord. I'm expected to keep the mission front of mind and intact for the Discord and staff. And of course, R&D. You know, I'm focused on constant, never-ending improvement with systems and strategies to reach goals swiftly and sustainably. So this is all I do, right? I'm just obsessed with growing this thing. And I know that if I can get affiliated streamers that are bringing 20 new leads to this Discord every day, and we get 50 affiliated streamers, well, now we have 1,000 new leads coming into the Discord, not including any of my efforts. And now it gets crazy because now we start really becoming this huge community. And then not to mention as well, when you're an affiliated streamer, we're going to start creating a like small ecosystem of these affiliated streamers. So when it comes to rating people and cross-pollinating, we will be in an agreement that we are essentially living in an ecosystem together. So if you're an affiliated streamer, you'll be asked to raid other affiliated streamers. Why? Well, because we're bringing all these people to the Discord, you, me, everyone. We want them to get a taste of everybody's stream so that they can eventually land on the person that, or the 2 or 3 people that they like the most. And that's how we all grow together. So anyone that's affiliated, of course, those are where all my raids will be going. I'll be raiding people that are affiliated because, hey, like that's how they're going to grow, right? That's how they're going to cross-pollinate. But the same thing is expected of other affiliates for other affiliates, right? Like we always want to be cross-pollinating. And that doesn't matter as much as when we're smaller, but when we're getting like 500 average viewers and we have people that like don't know each other, like those initial raids are really impactful. And then it's cool because when people start thinking of Ryan and Snoop, they start thinking about the Queen Viper or Sergeant America, which are actually 2 of our newest affiliates, our first affiliates. They're the first people to join. And I'm really excited because I haven't even made the announcement yet. But they applied and they are in. So if you guys are interested in things like this, if you guys think that that sounds good, feel free to just go above to where it says apply for affiliate and scroll all the way to the top and click that apply here button. And I go over everything I talked about again, but then when you click the button, I ask you questions. And that's really the name of the game. I'm really excited for the future. I really do think we're on the precipice of something amazing. I've said it once, I'll say it again. A lot of people think that the growth that we've experienced so far is like the coolest thing in the world. I don't even think we've made it off the ground yet. I literally think just like a plane on a runway, we're still gathering speed to take off. You know, and the reason I believe that is because of the fact that I've really only started getting really focused on this 2 weeks ago. Before, it was just something I was trying to do to kind of add fulfillment to my life. And then I realized when I put the pedal to the metal, my fulfillment went way up. So it's a win-win. So, but that's essentially my whole thing. That's it. Hopefully, that's my TED Talk. Hopefully you guys got some value out of this. Anyone have any questions? If you have a question, keep your hand up. Love it. Stoto's got a question.
Yo, what's going on, man?
Yo, it's Stoto. You coming to beat me in Splitgate?
You know it.
Damn! What's your question, brother?
Alright, the question is, and I think it already might have been answered, right? But, you probably already, but, you know, like I struggled with, keeping people entertained, because when you're streaming for a while, you just like you kind of run I stream solo, right? And you kind of just run out of things to say, and then you try talking to the chat, but they're just looking, you know, there's nobody there.
Yeah.
And then like you're just kind of like, huh?
Yeah, I
don't know
hear
what
you.
to say. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Stuck.
So the best thing, honestly, in that situation is just focus on lead generation, so you don't have to deal with that anymore. Because that's like
what does that mean?
Lead generation just means like getting people to your channel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so focus on your TikTok, focus on your manual outreach. You know, that's how you're going to make that problem a non-problem. You know, because essentially, like, it is good to solve that problem, meaning like learning how to talk to no one and stuff, but once you solve that problem, you could have just taken that time and focused on getting more people in your stream. So
Yeah.
So yeah, just focus on lead generation. That's the answer.
Alright.
Hey, good stuff, brother.
Yeah.
Boop. Caleb's got a question. Hit me. Anyone else have a question?
Oh,
what's up,
there we
brother?
go. All right, so I got a few questions. Not like a lot, but I have a few. So one, I kind of missed the first a while of this, so I don't really know what lead generation means. Is there anywhere I can like read on this and how
Yeah,
to do it or
yeah, I recorded it.
whatnot?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Is there anywhere I can watch this after?
yeah, man, I'll post it.
Okay. And second thing, so I don't know how to gain like organic, like people who actually want to watch me. So I've had for a while, I've been doing like giveaways on like Hypixel Skyblock and just playing like games like that and like giving away coins on there to people.
Cool.
But I feel like that's not like organic, and I feel like people are only there to gain from me, and then once they win or don't win, they get angry at me or they get super happy and they're like, "Oh, thanks, man," and then they leave and never come back. And I
Right.
feel like it's just the same cycle of 20 different people coming in, following, winning or losing, and then unfollowing and then leaving. And I
Yeah,
feel like that's not sustainable or fun for me to do.
of course
And
not.
it's also kind of driven me to the point where I'll go for a while, I'll stream for like a week straight, I'll go hard, super hard at it, 9 hours a day, and then I won't stream for
Damn.
months because it's not fun
Right, you get
to
burnt
have a
out.
bunch of different people coming in and out,
Yeah.
and nobody's staying the same anymore. And it's 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 draining
Yeah.
on my like my mental stability, and it hurts. And
Yeah.
I feel like I don't know if deep down I don't want this because it's like I don't know if I keep because I keep taking super long breaks, and I don't know if that's because of how I'm doing it or how I
Maybe.
don't know, maybe
Yeah,
I don't know how that works.
yeah, I
But
mean,
yeah, is
it's
there any way I can not do that?
yeah, of course. So the question that I would just have is like, obviously, like, giveaways can be a good lead generation strategy if you have something to help them like stick around after, and it doesn't sound like you do. So yeah, like, doesn't work. I don't do giveaways for lead generation. I do giveaways for like retention and like giving to the community that already exists. So that's why I do giveaways. But in your case, I would say, what is the thing that's keeping them there? Like, what is the thing right now that you do differently than 9 point? And you don't even have to answer this, but like, that's the question that I would leave you with is like, what is the thing that makes you different than the other 9.36 million streamers on Twitch? If you don't know what it is, take some time and write it down. And if you don't have anything compelling, think of things that could make you compelling. And that's to get high like retention, right? But at the same time, if you just have like, if you blow up enough on TikTok, some people are gonna stay just because you're blowing up, you know? But yeah, like, figure out how can you get people to stay. You might not want to do the giveaway route if it's not working, because those don't sound like high quality leads. You might want to use a different lead generation strategy.
It was super entertaining at first to see, wow, all these new people coming in and all these awesome people, and then I would do the first few giveaways. They would either get happy that they won or get mad that they lost a bunch, and
Yep.
then all of them would leave.
Yeah, makes
And then
sense.
it was the same cycle over and over.
Yeah.
Also, is there any way, like, besides like self-promotion, like not like just like making videos like on like TikTok, that makes sense. But like if I like go into chats and like tell people to watch my streams, is that like a good way of gaining people to come and stay, or is that just annoying and making people angry?
I don't think it's making anyone angry. I just think people are indifferent. This kind of goes back to like making yourself a staple in somebody's existing community. If all you're doing is just literally posting, you know, your link, people are scrolling by you. But if, like, let's say I play a game with, you know, I'm just gonna, for an example, like the first 5 people in this call, and we play for 4 hours, we have a great time, and I get offline, and they know my name because they said it multiple times, and then I post it in PogU and they're scrolling through, they're gonna go, oh, I played with you yesterday. They're gonna click. So, like, it is a waste of time if you don't have anything backing it up. You know?
Yeah, that makes sense.
You can do it. You can post in 100 channels literally in what, 5 minutes, and you might get 2 people from that. So you could argue like 5 minutes, 2 people. That's not bad. But like for it to really work, for you to put your link in there and get like 30 people, like you gotta have people gotta know you, you know. So
And it's also, I feel like on those Discord servers where they put the self-promotion chat, I don't feel like those kind of chats really ever work that much.
So
Because I feel like
they
it's a lot
do.
of,
They do if people know who you are and you're not the
yeah.
server owner. So for example, like we have one, and I know for sure that certain people, like I wish I could track the metrics, but like, because I love metrics, but like I know for sure that when some people are posting it in there, when I go over and click it too, I see people that are following them for the first time because they've been active in the server and they just so happen to go live when they were looking. So
Yeah, but if I posted in there, nothing would have ever, I would get maybe
right,
one person that would come for 2
right,
minutes and
yeah,
leave.
because you didn't earn it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to earn people's attention.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So like for
No,
example, like here's a really broad example, right? Here in a really mixed way is a way that I'm hoping to get more viewers to Twitch. Well, hold on a sec. Aren't you guys streamers? Yes. But at the same time, I'm trying to build a relationship with you guys and give you value. And then hopefully you guys look at that and go, wow, that guy actually helped a little bit. I really appreciate it. He didn't have to do that. And then the next time I press live, you go, all right, I'll go over and see what it's about. Bingo. And now we have another viewer, right? So like whenever you're thinking, how can I get viewers? Just for a second, ask the other question, which is, what can I do for my viewers? Right?
Why would people want to watch
Why
me?
would people want to watch? You know, that's a great question. You know, what is the value that you're giving your community? You know, or what is the value you're giving your viewers, you know? Like all these things are really important to think about. Cool.
All right.
Good
Yeah,
stuff, brother.
that was awesome answers. Thank you very much.
Pleasure, man. Boop. Millennial Matt's got a question. Honor's got a question.
Hey.
What's up? I almost called you Millennial, but Matt, what's up?
You could just shorten it to Eminem, maybe.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. I think that when it comes to streaming, I have just so many things going through my mind that I constantly want to put at the forefront, between gaming, reacting, chatting, or everything else in between. And I
Right.
guess I'm struggling to like figure out what to narrow it down on. If you think it's better to have a niche tribe or community on things. So like where's the balance you think between wanting to do a million different things and also having one particular thing that you're good at or other people are interested in watching you do?
So there's a lot of gray area in that question regarding to like what's going to work and also what's going to fulfill you. So like what we're really focused on as we're talking and have been talking for the last 2 hours is we've been talking a lot about the technical side of we've been talking about the success side, the achievement side, meaning like how do I win? Like that's what we're talking about, how to win at this game. But at the same time, something we do have to consider is fulfillment. Fulfillment is how you feel about it. Do you feel good? Are you fulfilled? Because think about it. You guys may find this hard to believe. I know people that have sold their businesses for $150 million and are depressed. What? $150 million? That's you can go to the beaches. You can do all these things. Right, but they're depressed because they're not fulfilled. So even though they won the game, quote unquote, they aren't fulfilled. So the same thing I would ask you is like, both are both are viable ways to grow your Twitch. You can grow by doing niche based, or you can grow by doing variety. The question becomes, what is going to make you more fulfilled? And then also, you probably want to test as well. You know, like you might find like niching is going really well and you're growing quick. You have a good lead generation strategy for that niche. They're coming from TikTok. They're staying because of the niche. Like for example, I know a girl who hit partner in 3 months because she plays The Sims, and that's all she plays, and she gets like 100 viewers a stream. Great, kick ass. If she ever moves from Sims, it's over. You know, like for the most part, some people will stay for the personality, but a lot of people just want to see her in Sims. If Sims aren't part of it, they're out. So you got to ask yourself the question, like, are you comfortable niching, and then, like, do you think that's sustainable? And if not, do you really want to get down that road to then dig a hole to get yourself like out of and lose half your viewers? You know, I mean, that's up to you.
I didn't want to imply like to you or the audience that, you know, it has to be one or the other. Of course, you can
Yeah, you can totally do
multitask
both.
or
Yeah, you can do a bunch of stuff for sure. But yeah, I think the short answer is both are viable.
okay. I think I'll just try out, you know, what I like, and also find out what works, and try to find a good middle ground between both.
Definitely, yeah. And whatever you do, make sure you have your lead generation in place.
All right. Thanks, man.
My pleasure, dude. Peace. Honor, what was your question?
This question actually kind of stems into what we were just talking about, was like, is it ever too late to rebrand?
No.
Like, because like for me, I go through and I make my own assets and whatnot. So like as my art style develops, my brand develops at the same time. But like if you're niching into one thing and you're wanting to expand, especially early game, is it ever too late to rebrand?
No. It never is. It's all relative, right? Like if Ninja's got 20 million followers and he rebrands from TikTok from Fortnite to, and when you say rebrand, do you mean like as far as like what games you play and that sort of stuff, right?
Kind of like the games you play, but also in the same vein as like stream assets, overlays, emojis.
Oh.
Like if you change your name, like when is it like a little too late for that? 'Cause that's like your most recognizable brand, your business product.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's inconvenient if you already have a big following, but like at the same time, the reason I say it's never too late is like, no matter how big you get, no one knows who you are. And I know that sounds, I'm not talking about you, I'm talking about like everybody. So here's a good example. I was on TikTok the other day, and I have this happen all the time. I come across a video, and I go, wow, that got a lot of views. Oh, it's about gaming. I'm going to click on the profile. Oh, wow, million followers on TikTok. Oh, they're on Twitch? Click. And I'm thinking to myself, they probably got like maybe 30,000 if they've been doing it a long time. And I look, 2.7 million followers on Twitch. Verified, I'm looking, and I'm like, who the hell are you? I had no idea who he was. I don't even remember his name. So the point is, it doesn't matter. Because, like, at the end of the day, your existing customer base / viewer base, like, it's easy to tell everyone if you really want to change your name that, hey, I changed my name. And then anyone who doesn't know who you are yet, it doesn't matter anyway. So, like, if you have less than 100,000 followers, like, it shouldn't even be a thought. If you really want to rebrand, go ahead and do it. It doesn't matter. Yeah. Are you thinking about rebranding?
Well, kind of. A little bit. We'll get it. I'll figure that out. I'll talk to some graphic designers
do it.
to see what they think.
Do it. Yeah. If you're not partner yet on Twitch, like, it's so fine, and it's always fine. Like, no sweat. There's really no downside other than like talking about overlays and stuff. It's not really rebranding. That's like just improving your channel, right? Like, there's always things that are going to be changing, and people may not love change, but like a lot of times they don't care as long as the core stays there. Rebranding is like to me is like changing completely, but maybe I have a misinterpretation of it. Anyway, next question. Go ahead.
My secondary question was when it comes to like being genuine and like trying to avoid being disingenuous while on stream, because like everybody has low days, low energy days, and sometimes watching you make me feel tired watching you be so hyped and so full of energy, and it's kind of refreshing. But in the same vein, on like those bad days, those low days, those low motivation days, like how do you give them what they came for, like in terms of the product that they're asking, without it being a facade?
So there's two ways you can look at this, and it all comes down to what you think personally. So we had this expression that we always used to always used to talk about jokingly in the gym industry, and it was always like we would kind of say it whenever somebody like was kind of having, like a trainer was having a bad day, like, because we were all friends, like, we would say it amongst the trainers, somebody having a bad day or something, or like, I don't know, they were complaining about something. Like, it was rare, but when it happens and it was close to clients coming in, we would always just jokingly say to each other, "Did your dog die today?" And the reason for that is because when somebody comes for a product or a service, they don't care. Like, don't get me wrong. People can ask what's going on in your life, and they might genuinely care. But the majority of time, people are coming for something. And if you're not giving them what they came for, even the quiet people that don't tell you are going to leave. And when you ask them why, if you actually do, they're not going to tell you it's because of that reason. So we used to say this thing like, "Did your dog die?" Because they don't care. Like, it does not matter what's going on in your life. If a client's walking through that door and you're here, you're making them your problems out the window. It's all about them. And you have no room for their problems and to give them an amazing day if you're focused on your own. And something actually really amazing happens when you put your problems on the back burner and kind of like focus on somebody else. You tend to feel better as well. So anyway, that's the first way of looking at it, is it's not a facade. You're raising your standard is when you have a plan to go live, when your client comes to the door, you have a standard that you will never be below a certain level of whatever quality. And you're not doing that for you or to be fake or to do a facade. You're doing it for them. It's not about you. It's about them, right? So that's the first way of looking at it. Second way to look at it is, like, it is a facade and, like, I don't like it and it makes me feel gross or whatever, and you can't get over it, just don't stream that day. That's my honest opinion. Because, like, honestly, like, think of it this way. Every stream you do is either helping you or hurting you. And either you finish a stream and people, like, it's on a spectrum, of course, but you finish a stream and people go, "Damn, that was pretty cool. Can't wait for the next one." Or they're somewhere in the middle where they're like, "Meh." And if they're meh, that may as well be bad because they're not coming back. And if they're like, "Damn, that sucks," like, of course they're not coming back. But, like, anything that's below, "Wow, that was really cool. Like, that was a good stream today." Yeah, like, they're not coming back, most likely. Unless they were just lurking the whole time. But, like, you understand what I mean. So, like, every stream you do is either helping you or hurting you. So only go live when you're ready to put on a show, to a degree.
Yeah, that kind of reminds me of something like my partner tells me, like, every time I end a stream, I'll go out and, like, he'll ask me, "Well, how'd it go?" And I'll sit there and I'll be like, "It was good, but I could do better."
Sure.
And he's like, "Good, because if you didn't think that you could do better and aren't aiming to do better, then why are you doing it?"
Definitely. And, like, so talk about something actually, just as a side note, is if you guys are serious about streaming, you need to watch the game tape. You need to go review the game. And what does that mean? If you guys really want to be a top streamer, what do professional athletes do? They go back and they watch their games. They see where they messed up. They see where their footing was messed up. They see where they crossed over and they shouldn't have. You got to do the same. Now, I'm not saying watch a 7-hour VOD, but I'm saying, like, skip through, take 15, 20 minutes and take notes. Oh shit, there was a lot of dead space. I didn't even realize that. Oh, wow. Oh, my audio, when I played music, the audio quality, the levels were bad. Oh, okay. Things like that are really helpful for you to be able to improve your streaming, because now you're looking at it objectively instead of in the moment, So I don't know if that helps as well.
I think that's excellent advice, because, like, I never want to sit there 3 hours, but, like, if you think about
That's
it,
what they do.
if I'm sitting there going, I'm editing this down to a 10-15 minute YouTube video, it's worth it to go through, because then I'm finding, well, where are my best moments and why?
Yeah, and then the other question too is, like, you start looking at it and it's like, if you want to create urgency and scarcity and excitement and authority for when you go live, if you yourself don't want to sit through a 7-hour stream, like, don't get me wrong, someone might sit through for a couple hours and then somebody, might be able to come in because you're doing it later and they didn't get off work till late and they can see the stream, whereas before they couldn't, sure. But, like, the majority of cases, like, people aren't going to sit through a 7-hour stream. So like, don't stream for 7 hours unless you're doing an event. You know, I'm about to go against all of this because I'm about to do a subathon for like 32 days. But yeah, don't stream for more than 4 hours. Yeah, don't stream for more than 4 hours. I'm gonna go do it for 600.
It's an outlier.
Yeah, but yeah, like definitely look and be critical, not to the point that you're being mean with yourself, but like you were trying to learn. You know, like the professional athletes, if you want to be a professional streamer, which the difference between an amateur and a professional is amateurs do it just for passion, but they don't get paid. Professionals get paid and can do it for passion. So if you want to be a professional streamer, act like a professional. Have a schedule. And I'm not talking to you, Honor. I'm talking to everyone, right? So yeah, Honor. No, yeah.
I've perished.
Yeah, no. Have a schedule, right? Act like a professional. Like, like if you want to be a big streamer and make what big streamers make, you have to do what a big streamer would do. And I'm not saying that big streamers do this. A lot get lucky. A lot just get lucky. And we may get lucky too. We might be the first Twitch streamer to like 100,000 followers that like, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. But that's the thing. I just don't know anyone else. So like, I'm sure other people are doing what we're doing, but I just don't know who they are. So never mind. Okay, cool. Does that answer your question?
That does. I have one final question. I think this applies to every streamer.
Okay.
Because this is in regards to like follow bots and like how to handle those. Because like for me, I have plateaued at followers because Twitch I'll get follow botted out of nowhere and I'll think I'll hit a goal and then they'll just get like yanked away because they're not even real people. Or I'll have to go through and just ban a quarter of my follow account because they're just fake people. And it's incredibly disheartening.
Sure.
But like, it's the nature of the game. But in terms of like hate rates and whatnot, do you have any advice? Anything you've came across that might be helpful? Any resources?
Yeah, as far as hate raids or as far as dealing
follow
with
bots and hate raids, especially just because they've seen such an influx on Twitch, especially.
Yeah, so I'll just address both really quick. So the first one, follow bots, it doesn't matter. Like yes, it can be disheartening when they get removed from your account, but at the same time, if you're doing lead generation and you have thousands of followers, it shouldn't matter that much. So, you should be good to go there. I guess my goal, my invitation to you would be grow your follower base using these lead generations I talked about earlier tonight, so that when they do get removed, you're able to just like be like, oh, cool, I lost 2% of my followers. Great. They weren't viewers anyway, let's move on. And it doesn't affect you. The second thing, when it comes to hate raids is, I'm not going to say it doesn't affect me, because it does. But with hate raids specifically, a couple things I recommend. The first thing is always keep your cool, right? So for you, or somebody else, they might feel the need to end this stream. Here's what I can't really give advice on this because I don't know. But I can tell you what I would do and what I've done when I get hate raids. All right. So essentially what I do is, the follows start coming in, Ryan and Snoop ungrateful, Ryan and Snoop delusional, Ryan and Snoop retired and crazy, whatever, like all these accounts that are being made that are like, telling me I'm weird or whatever. So, of course, instantly all those people get banned. So they can still watch the stream when they're banned. They just can't, obviously, talk and chat. And then, of course, you get all the people that, we get a raid of like 30 people that are like, hey, you suck, whatever. So, obviously, my mods are right on it, or I'm right on it, and I ban all those people. And I kind of just laugh the whole time. I kind of giggle. And then I say, guys, I really appreciate you taking the time to do that. I know you guys may think that you're actually hurting me by doing that. But as you know, my goal has been to grow on Twitch for a while. And all of you guys rating me and following and being active in my chat and now being viewers, all you're doing is helping me grow in the Twitch algorithm. So I know you didn't intend it to be that way, but I appreciate it because you're helping me push my mission forward. So, I'm not gonna allow you to spill that negativity here, and I'm gonna be really clear. If you bring that type of negativity to my community, you will be insta-banned. However, I appreciate you being here. All right, so what were we doing? Let's keep playing. No, and then we just go on. And don't get me wrong. Of course, I have feelings of like I want to throat punch this person, but I just thank them and move on because again, like you kill them with kindness, in my belief. Now you don't let them step all over you. You ban them immediately. You move on. You cancel them. But you don't need to stoop to their level and start like I don't know. Be like, why are you guys doing this? Or like, you guys are mean, or you guys should be the whatever. It doesn't matter.
I think the most mortifying moment I had just was someone that had popped back in from like being gone for like months. Like I hadn't seen them since I first started streaming, and they popped back in with like a message that read like a follow bot, and I immediately, without even thinking, just banned them instantly because I had had like so many follow bots at stream. And I felt so bad, but I had to just keep going at that moment. It's just live and learn. Just live and learn.
That's awesome. Yeah, I love it.
Anyway, thank you so much for listening to me.
I got you. Awesome. Love
All
it.
right, on to the next person.
Clickety clack. Boop. All right. We got a few more. Just a few more here. And then we're gonna finish it out because we've been doing this for like 2 hours. What's up, Jay?
Hi.
How are you?
Good.
Question.
Wait, I cannot. I want to show you a clip I made not too long ago.
What do you want to do?
I wanted to show you guys a clip I made, but.
All right, you can show us later, but right now we're talking specifically about Twitch and stuff. So I'm gonna bring you back to the audience for now. You can post it in the general chat. All right. Anna, what's up, brother? Let's go. Drake. Sangle.
Okay, awesome.
Anna,
Alright.
what's up?
Hey, I don't know if, okay, I came in kind of late, so I don't know if that has been gone over, but it's a little bit about the previous subject that we had about the stream and like playing only one game or multiple games.
Yep.
I have a little bit of ADHD and a lot of hyperactivity, and I can't keep my focus on one game for too long. So in one stream, I tend to play multiple games.
Yeah.
I want to know, like, can I keep doing that? Like, is it like not helping me, or should I just stick to like one game per stream that I do and do like shorter streams and stuff?
The short answer is I don't know. I don't know. It depends. Depends on like. So the best thing you can do is just. So something I do is I keep my Twitch. I keep a link. So I keep my Twitch Streamlabs open, but then I also have my URL pulled up on another window, and I can see the viewers in real time, and I look to see if viewers drop off dramatically at some point when I change something. If they do, stop that. So for example, here's a good example. We were floating around 55 viewers a couple days ago, like a week ago or something, and we were playing Pummel Party. And then I was like, hey guys, we're going to do like a fireside chat with B and I, and you can just ask us questions and we're going to hang out. We went from 55 to 31 in like, I don't know, 30 minutes. And I was like, all right. And we maintained 55 the whole time. So I was like, all right, guys, because I want to keep my average viewers up so we can go partner. But now we won't have a problem with that. But before I was like, oh man, that's an issue. So I was like, all right, guys, like after all, I'm gonna be in the Discord playing with you guys, but we're gonna end the stream, So that's what we did. So yeah, but then you just become aware of that. Guess what I'm not doing during a normal stream? Fireside chats. So that's all. Yeah, just be aware.
Okay, cool. I'll look at that.
Woot! Drake, what's up, brother? Or Sangle, go ahead.
So I was going to say something. I can't remember who was talking about the promoting, but he specifically said chat. And just for clarification, if he's still listening, if you're still listening, please don't post your link in other people's Twitch chats.
Oh, is that what he was talking about? No, I think he was saying he wanted to show us a clip that he made.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but just like for no, not that person that wanted to show a clip,
Oh.
but the person who was asking about how to promote his
Oh,
channel,
oh,
like
yeah,
he
he-
specifically said that. And if he's still listening, I want to make sure he understands he should never just go into someone's stream and post his Twitch link.
Yeah, I think yeah, I mean that's a good point for anybody.
Because
yeah,
some brand new streamers think that's okay.
yeah, it's definitely not. But I think he was talking
Yeah.
about in Discord because we were talking about PogU and stuff. So, but yeah,
Yeah.
you're totally right. Like, yeah, don't do that. Like, yeah, yeah, don't go
And
into
then
another
with-
streamer's chat and tell them that like, you know, you're like, hey guys, come follow me. Like, yeah, don't do that. That's how you get blacklisted from that streamer. Like, if anyone does that to me, I just like, and I don't know who they are, I just instantly ban them. I mean,
I
it is
just
what
wanted
it
to be
is.
sure because you didn't specify on that part with the chat when he specifically said chat. So I was just saying that. But
Cool.
then, like, so my snakes are like forefront, like they're right behind me. I'm
Cool.
trying to figure out a way that I can like integrate them more.
It's a good question.
I have a redeem that people can redeem to see one, but it's not used very often. So I'm trying to figure out another way to kind of integrate it, maybe like at certain points in the stream.
Yeah, I don't know. That's something that's a little probably too specific for the scope of what we're talking about now. But
It was just a question I had from earlier.
yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Because it's really specific to you. Like you could do channel point rewards. You could, you know, just bring it out. Like I bring.
I mean,
Snoop
like you have
out.
the ball with Snoop.
Yeah, I just do
Or
it.
have him do a backflip.
Yeah, I just do it depending on what's going on. So, yeah, you just take them out and give them a show. Cool. Good stuff. Drake, did you have a question? He's gone.
Yeah. Goodbye.
All right. Let me invite these last two peeps, Sergeant and was that?
Hello.
What's up, Spartan?
Snoop.
What's up, dude?
I'm good, bro. I was wondering if I could use Twitch as like a giveaway place.
Yeah, totally.
Would that be okay?
I'm not understanding your question. Can you use Twitch as a place to give stuff away?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I do Roblox
Yeah, I
content
mean, yeah,
on
you,
YouTube.
yeah, you totally can. I don't know in what capacity you're talking about, but yeah, I mean, you totally
Wait,
can do that.
yeah. I can't hear you properly. Let me just. Okay, wait.
Yeah, short answer is yes, but yeah,
you know.
yeah, you shouldn't have a problem with that. What I would probably do is look at other Roblox streamers that are doing it well.
No, I do.
Okay.
I do that.
Great,
I
and
try
then just
and,
copy.
compare them. Wait, copy?
Yep.
Wouldn't it be better to like change it, but make it a bit unique?
Yeah, if you want, if you think it will work better.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't mind if you check out my content a bit.
Yeah.
Give me your opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I have a lot of people I got to check out, brother. So just put your stuff in the PogU, and we can we'll look at it when it comes up. All right. Thanks for your question,
peace.
man. What's up, Sergeant?
Okay, so I'm gonna. There's one thing I just wanted to address, if that's okay, because some people have been expressing the fact of like hate bots and all this type of stuff. There are tools, and if you want to get with me, I have all the tools necessary for that.
Nice.
There's so many things. Twitch, Commander Rude's Twitch manager. I could do a whole class on that right after this.
Do you want to
If you guys
post it?
want.
Do you want to post it in the tech chat?
Yeah. I'll move over to Streamer Brainstorm after this, and I'll sit in there and I'll share my screen. I'll walk everybody through it, and you can get rid of your bots like that. That'll be
awesome.
no problem. I'll
Cool,
get you
man.
guys through that. And also, you want to turn on your email verification. I promise you, it's not going to be that big of a deal. Anybody that is good, and this is especially for Wolfie, because people are coming in to hate on you. People that are doing hate raids and people are going in there to hate on a certain part of the culture, or whether you're a furry, whatever it may be, are purely people without email verification. They don't verify their person. They don't verify anything. This is a fake burner account that they don't care about.
Cool.
They're too afraid to do on the real account, so email verification would solve a lot of those issues as well.
Awesome, man.
Especially those wannabe famous bots, email verification, big thing.
Okay, cool.
And my question would be going for affiliate, because I didn't hear this, so I may have walked away to go to the bathroom, or may have been talking to somebody, but going for the affiliate in Twitch, what is the biggest thing that you recommend? Is it having 3 people in your circle that will always be there to watch no matter what, so you automatically get the 3 viewers, or
it doesn't matter.
Networking.
Don't even focus on affiliate. Just let it happen. That's my advice.
Just let it happen?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Like, you're not gonna, like, none of the goals will be reached by hitting affiliate, other than just a little pat on the back saying you're an affiliate. Like, if you're trying to grow on Twitch, if you use these strategies, you'll get 3 viewers in the first couple of days. Like, you don't have to worry about, like, who's, like, just start getting people to your stream, start making friends. Like, you could, like, arguably you could, like, focus on being active in a community and getting, like, the same 3 people to watch your stream, so you can hit affiliate, so then that way you can start getting subs, so that you may be promoted a little bit more on Twitch. But honestly, I don't think it's worth any attention. I think all attention should be put towards the other lead generation strategies I talked about before.
Yeah, all right.
Hey, heck yeah, brother. Drake, what's up, dude? I don't know if your mic's working, brother. I don't think your mic's working, Drake. Don't think your mic's working. Hey, Strong,
Hello.
what's going on?
I got a question for Twitch.
Hit
Can
it.
I do OnlyFans on Twitch?
Can you do what?
Can I do OnlyFans on Twitch?
Oh yeah, for sure. Definitely do that. Definitely do that. Drake, what's up, brother? I don't think Drake's thing's working. All right, cool. Rock and roll, brother. Guys, Cats, you had a question. What's up, Cats?
The question is that Drake, he's typing in chat saying he doesn't know how to actually speak in the stream workshop, so that's why he doesn't speak at all, because he's confused about it.
All right, well, this isn't a workshop on how to work Discord, so he can drop a
I told him that
question. He can drop
something
a question if he wants, and I can answer it
All right.
in the streamer chat. But yeah,
All right, thanks.
yep, no problem. Sketchy, what's up?
I just wanted to thank you for all the information, and thank everyone for all of their information. It's been
Yeah, dude.
very informative.
My pleasure. I really do believe that we can all grow together. I don't think that we all have to grow by, I don't think, how can I say this? I think we can grow faster together than growing alone. So with that in mind, I appreciate you guys being here. It's been great. If you guys do want to see this recording, I'm going to have it posted in the Discord. Feel free to invite, if you think it's valuable, feel free to invite your friends to the Discord and have a look at it. If you guys are interested in affiliate and you have 1,000 followers, go up to the apply for affiliate tab and apply, and I will reach out to you and we can get rocking and rolling. If you don't have 1,000 yet, just start working towards it. Use these strategies, start working towards it so you can hit the 1,000 and become affiliated, and then we can all grow together. But yeah, even if you're not affiliated, you can still do all of these things, and you can focus on being a staple in the community. Because if you're a staple in the community and then you hit affiliate, you'll hit way harder than if no one knows who you are and you hit affiliate. All right. So that's it, guys. Thanks so much for hanging out. I'm going to call it. I'm going to talk to a couple of people and then end my night so I can go snuggle my wife and watch some Loki. All right. Love you guys. Take care. See you on Friday for the subathon. We're going to break Ludwig's record, baby. We're going all the way. Woo! See you Friday at 6 p.m. Peace.
With you?
Oh, you cannot play the free version.
Dude.
Hello? Hello?
Doesn't work?
Hello.
Hey, we didn't
first of all, there's a lawsuit going on between a certain someone in this voice chat and me. So